Hello, welcome to between Barcelona and Liverpool. Joining me on the show, Joe Tomlinson is back. Joe, great to have you on.
Finally invited back.
Been a while, hasn't it?
After 8 months of banning orders.
But he is back alongside him. Second appearance as well. Glenn Johnson, good to have you back as well.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
No worries. Pete Dorman making what number of appearances is this for you?
No one wanted him.
Lost count, there's been that money. And of course, Will Brazier from Sport. Now, Will, you've got an important job on the show today. Tell us what your role is and how people can get in touch with the show.
Yes, Smithy, in Social Corner, and you can get in touch with us at Soccer AM, at Football Daily, using the hashtag #TheFootballSocial. Get your questions in for the panel.
Well done. Great, Will. Like that.
Yeah,
just raising the voice a little bit there. And, of course, this is the second semi-final that's taken place. There was one that took place last night. This is the result from last night's game. We can have a look at that now. It was, of course, Tottenham Hotspur 0, Ajax 1. Joe is laughing. You're a big fan of this graphic, Joe.
Yeah, this graphic looked like it takes some time to make this one, didn't it?
Huge thanks to the graphics department who can hear us right now for making this. Tottenham 0, Ajax 1. So all to do for Tottenham in the second leg, which is next week, of course, and the other semi-final, Barcelona against Liverpool. First leg in the new camp tonight. So, yeah, graphics aside, Joe.
Yeah.
Quick touch upon last night's game. What did you make of that?
Didn't watch it, mate. I was watching Avengers Endgame. Way more important. But equally, I have caught up on it today.
Very honest.
I've caught up on it today, and I feel like Tottenham will be happy to come away with it at just 1-0.
Yeah.
I feel like there were some big chances Ajax missed, and Ajax will probably be disappointed with themselves that they didn't capitalise more on one of the worst 45 minutes we've seen so far from Tottenham in the Champions League this season. Particularly in that opening 30 or 25 minutes, you were all over the place. Obviously, you're a Spurs fan, though, mate. What were your thoughts?
I agree. I thought it was a very poor first half. It did worry me, the fact that we had a lot of injuries and how we'd set up. I didn't think we had a lot on the bench, and it was... A lot went wrong in that game for Spurs with the injury to Vertonghen and the way that we started the game. But I think, actually, a lot of Spurs fans will leave that thinking, at only 1-0, it's still all to play for. So that was the result from last night. We have got the team news that we can bring you for tonight's game. Huge game, Barcelona against Liverpool. Let's have a look at the Barcelona side first of all. Here it is, Ter Stegen, Sergio Roberto, Piqué, Longley, Alba, Rakitic, Busquets, Vidal, Messi, Suarez, Coutinho. A lot of goals in that front three, Glenn.
Well, if Liverpool are going to get anything out of this game, they're going to have to stop them free, aren't they, clearly, but it's going to be a long night doing that.
You think so, yeah?
Yeah, I just think those three are obviously playing well, and obviously the Louis and Coutinho are going to be desperate to get one over on their old club and stuff, so I think they're going to be well up for this tonight.
Do you think they'll celebrate if they score against the former club?
I think they will.
You think they will?
Would you? Well, yeah. Of course I wouldn't.
You wouldn't? You wouldn't? The way you said that. Of course I wouldn't.
Yeah.
No, no, it's just because it's a semi-final, massive game.
Yeah.
I think they'd have to celebrate.
At home as well.
OK, we can have a look at the Liverpool side. Interesting this, how Liverpool are setting up. So Alisson in goal, Gomez ahead of Trent Alexander-Arnold. Many people surprised with that. We'll talk about that in a minute. Matip, Van Dijk, Robertson. Then midfield three, we think this is how Liverpool's setting up. Milner, Fabinho, Wijnaldum. No Firmino. Firmino's on the bench. Salah, Mane, Keita. Joe, do you think this is the formation Liverpool are going with? Because some big omissions from this.
I don't think so.
Don't think that is the formation.
I'd be surprised if they use Naby out wide. I think you'll probably see a sort of split striker vibe between Salah and Mane. We've seen Salah operate at times as a sort of false nine this season. I think that you'll probably see those two split wide, and then either one of Wijnaldum and Keita play as the most advanced sort of. Not even a false nine, more in that sort of 10 hole that Firmino operates in, and then just trying to burst late into the box. He's obviously gone for midfield dominance.
Yeah.
He's just trying to dominate that midfield area because we know how dangerous Barca are on the ball. The more surprising one for me is that the choice to leave Trent on the bench. Because you've got the excuse with Bobby, he's been ill or he's had a groin injury midweek, so he might not be able to make it. But Joe Gomez, I think this is his first start back since his injury. So I think he's had 4 or 5 appearances off the bench. But to bring Gomez into the side after how long was he out? Like six odd months or six.
It's a shock, isn't it?
5, 6
Glenn, what are your thoughts on that? For a position you know well, of course.
Yeah.
Former fullback yourself.
Well, it must
Gomez
be...
over Trent. Trent's been brilliant this season.
Yeah.
Look, Joe's a good player as well, but it's one that we all said when we saw the team lineup that was a surprise, particularly given the fact that Trent Alexander-Arnold is on the bench, so he's not injured.
Well, no, I think there's one of few options. Either something's happened that we don't know about, or obviously in a game like tonight, they don't want Robertson and Trent both bombing
Going
forward.
too far forward.
So it could be a tactical thing. They might have just slotted him in there to sort of, because he's pretty much a centre half, really, isn't he? So he's not going to want to get forward as much, which can help him out at times. And even maybe when Robertson goes forward, they might just play with a free. So it's either tactical, because also by not playing him, you lose a massive attacking threat with the set plays and everything like that. So I think it's either to secure it up or there's a little knock there that we don't know about.
It's quite a defensive lineup for Liverpool, that, isn't it? A team that scored a lot of goals for fun, play with so many attacking players, particularly in the Premier League. Quite a defensive lineup for Liverpool.
I mean, I'm not really shocked at that, to be honest. Like, if you look at Barcelona's record at home in the Champions League, they've not lost in 31 games. I think they've won 28 of those 31 and only conceded 15 goals. So they're conceding less than half a goal a game. I think they know they're not going to score much. They're just looking to not concede a lot and then bring it back to Anfield and beat them there.
I think that's such a risk.
I mean, it's a risk, but it's also a risk if you have both your wing backs bombing up and you get hit 4-0 on counters.
But I also I also remember that first 10 minutes of the United game when I thought United were causing Barca the most difficulties when we were going at them. Yeah, the first 10 minutes when they were playing a high defensive line, Barca, and you had Rashford running in behind, and I think that was when they were at the most vulnerable. As soon as United sat back and let Barca play and drop into little tight areas, I thought they ran all over us.
I agree with that, but I think that Barcelona performance, you're not seeing that tonight. That was one of the worst Barcelona performances I've seen in a while. Busquets was like, I've never seen him play that badly, give the ball away that much in such dangerous areas. Like and also they were in like second, third gear. Like United made them look bad, and United are terrible.
OK, on that note, we'll move on. Joe didn't like the sound of that. As a United fan.
I'm a United
He's a United fan as well. We're rubbish. We're utter rubbish.
We know, from a United fan. Let's have a look at the predictions for tonight. This is what the panel think will happen tonight. Will has not gone for 3-3. This has got to be a football social first.
Well, the joke was getting about as old as me, Smithy, so I had to rein it in and go for a 1-1. But I've still gone for the Van Dijk header from the corner.
And interestingly, look at the odds you can get on Will. Van Dijk first goal scorer, one is 175 to 1. These are all with our friends at Sky Bet. Don't forget, you must be 18 plus. Full terms and conditions apply. Pete, you've gone for Coutinho first goal scorer and a 2-0 home win for Barcelona. That is at 50 to 1. I've gone for Suarez to score first and 1-1. That's at 20 to 1. Glenn and Joe both agreeing Suarez to score first. 2-1 Barcelona, 22 to 1. A lot of us going for Suarez first goal scorer there, but none of us predicting a Liverpool win.
Yeah.
Away goals like a win though, if they can get that goal.
I don't think that's a bad result. If they walk away 2-1, it's not the end of the world, is it?
2-1's way better than 1-0.
OK, well, let's go straight to you. Social corner. What are people talking about? What are we getting from them right now?
Well, everyone's very excited for the game, but everyone's after our pre-match predictions, which we've just put through. So it's not a great first question. And the next one's gone to the Crayman 222. He says, do you think it would be a failure if Liverpool don't win the Champions League or the Premier League?
Oh.
That's from the Crayman 222.
Bearing in mind, which we were talking about, that Liverpool, I think everyone is aware of this stat, now can get 97 points and not win the Premier League. They're in the Champions League semi-final. A failure is the word he used if they don't win either.
That's from the Crayman.
Is it a failure if they don't win either?
No, it's definitely not a failure. It'd be a shame, because the points that they could... Yeah, you don't agree, do you?
Would it be a shame?
It would be
I'd be absolutely delighted.
The amount of points they could get and not win the league is harsh.
Yeah.
And obviously, of course, to lose to Barca in the semi-final is not going to be an embarrassment, is it? So no, it's certainly not going to be a failure if they can't do either.
It's amazing to think, though, that the points total they're going to get, I think all but one Premier League season gone by, they would have won the Premier League. I mean, as players in that dressing room, if they don't win the league, it's so tough to get over that. Yeah,
of course. And in pre-season, depending on what teams' objectives are, they will set targets for how many points they want to get. Pretty much 80... high 80s, 90s wins you the league most years. So that probably would have been their target. They've probably beaten their target and they still might not win. Yeah,
Joe, you were smiling a lot there with the thought of them not winning.
Oh, delightful.
Do you think they will win either? How do you see it panning out?
I'm praying they don't. But I think they stand a better chance to win the Champions League at this stage. I personally don't see City dropping any more points at the end of the season, so that's out of their hands. This is at least a competition that's in their hands. If they can go to Barcelona and turn them over, or at least get an away goal, then I think I think Ajax will beat you as well. So I think a Liverpool-Ajax final, Jurgen Klopp would take that every day over having to rely on City losing at home to Leicester and then away to Brighton, are they, on the final day? Which I don't see either of those things happening. At least this is a competition that's in their own hands. But they have spent an awful lot of money to get here to this stage. And if they don't win some silverware at some stage under Jurgen Klopp, then somebody has to go, what is the end goal for this team? I understand that Man City might be able to blitz them in the league, but then went out of the FA Cup at the third round, didn't they? Didn't win the League Cup.
Yeah, Wolves,
haven't won a League Cup under Jurgen, I don't think, have they? So...
Yeah, but I think the key phrase there is at some stage. It's just too early to say that it's a failure.
Is it?
Like, they could finish with, between 95 and 97 points. Even if they don't win it, that's an amazing total.
Yeah, it's an incredible...
And the fact is, like, this is, I hate to say it, but probably one of the best teams in the league, on their day, in the world, sorry.
Yeah.
On their day, you know, there's nothing to say that next season and the next 2 seasons they'll go and win the Champions League or they'll go and win the league. But if they, after 4 years, we're still sitting here saying they haven't won anything, then you can start to, like...
Yeah, teams are out. We are moments away from kick-off. We can give you a price boost. Don't forget, we've got price boosts throughout the day, courtesy of our friends at Sky Sports, at Sky Bet, should I say. Mo Salah and Messi both to score was 7-2. That is now 11-2. So both of them to score, 7-2, is now 11-2 with Sky Bet. Don't forget, you must be 18 plus. Full terms and conditions apply. We are moments away from kick-off. Just looking at Lionel Messi there. His goal-scoring record against the English sides is absolutely phenomenal. But he's never scored against Liverpool. Only played them twice. It's worth pointing out. Will, can we get another question from Social Corner before we start?
Fantastic question from Vaishek. He says, who would win? Who's better, Barca without Messi and Liverpool without Virgil van Dijk? Who wins that game?
I think that Liverpool would lose. Yeah, but Liverpool are so reliant defensively on Virgil van Dijk just to structure that back line that I think they would lose.
It's an amazing compliment to Van Dijk, though, when you're
Barca
comparing...
can drop Messi and bring £150 million Ousmane Dembele into the side. And I think that would probably turn them over.
All agreed. I thought that's quite a complex question, but...
You drop Van Dijk?
Time for another one.
Yeah, but if you look at how bad Liverpool's defence was before Van Dijk, like the instant impact he had in that he completely transformed that team and gave them like a base to build off. If you take him out, they fall apart.
I'll go.
You agree, Glenn?
Yeah, I do, yeah. I just think the replacement for Messi is a lot stronger than what Liverpool would have for Van Dijk.
There you go. Got time for another one, then?
One for you, Glenn. If Glenn was in this Liverpool team, would he prefer to win the Premier League or the Champions League? Ooh. With all that history, all those years, they've not won it, Glenn.
Don't try and tell him which one to answer. Let him answer it.
No, you know what? Personally, I'll go for Champions League.
Oh, right. OK.
Because I've won the Premier League, so...
Oh, right.
Easy answer.
Fair enough.
What about you, Brazil? What would you rather?
We've got to apologise to Will, because these are 2 good questions that you've really been excited about.
Really?
Both have just been absolutely...
2 hours on the train down. I was like these great answers on the way.
What would you rather?
Champions League?
You've got to want the Premier League.
I love that answer.
If you're a Liverpool fan, you've got to want the Premier League.
I agree.
Yeah.
It's mad that Liverpool could win the
Liverpool
Champions
fan.
League and it still be sort of disappointment.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Like
I think City
trophy.
fans want the Champions League because they haven't won the Champions League. I think Liverpool want the Premier League because they
It'd still be like a disappointment. Not a disappointment.
Yeah, it was good, but there would be a but.
Yeah, there'd be a big old but if they didn't win it, I think, for Liverpool this year. Yeah, wouldn't you, Smith?
Yes,
big old but.
Yeah.
You're very animated today, Joe, and you're really excited to,
I'm excited to be back on the sofa.
I've had too many coffees.
And kick-off is literally seconds away.
What would you rather do? Because you've won neither.
I
say that as a Birmingham City fan.
Yeah, exactly.
That's right. Smith will take the League Cup eventually off Pochettino, won't you?
I've seen us win the League Cup.
Same here, mate. 2011.
Yeah. In fact, that's actually more... Is that more recent? It is, isn't it?
It's more recent than you.
Absolute joke club.
Here we go.
It's kicked off then, by the way.
Kicked off, 20 seconds in. Just to than any side has won against clubs from a particular nation in the competition's history. That's 27th games. This is Barcelona's 5th game against English opposition this season. 4-0 aggregate winners against United, of course, and they took 4 points off Spurs in the group stage.
What did you think when you were playing them?
Barcelona, I was at the game at Wembley when we lost at home, and that was one of Messi's best games of the season, actually. I don't know if you remember it, but he was absolutely phenomenal.
I remember they played like a B team against you, though.
No, that was away from home. In the new camp, they were already qualified, so they rested a few of their players. And we actually played quite well that day. We drew 1-0, but at Wembley, they were just phenomenal. And I thought then they're probably the most standout team at that point in the competition. But I look at this, and it's such a tough tie to call, this one.
Just a quick
Liverpool.
point, by the way. I think Wijnaldum has started as a false 9. Like, he's playing quite high up the pitch alongside Salah and Firmino. So that's an interesting one.
Yeah, I think he's just going to sit in between in that channel, in between the lines.
We've got a little tactical question in from Ravsen. He says, could Keita be used to man-mark Lionel Messi today?
First chance for...
Go on, Mo.
First chance for Liverpool.
Mo! Oh, come on.
Get it out then. Clear it.
Smith, who are you
And
supporting?
it's
Are
clear.
you neutral today? Or?
Yeah, I am neutral.
I'm Team Liverpool, me and Glenn.
interesting.
Yeah. So,
You are, mate.
Of course, he's, clean. Team Liverpool. Go on, go back to the question, Will.
yeah, it was just, could Keita be used to man-mark Lionel Messi today?
I would be extremely surprised if
Tough
they
gig
use...
that as well.
Yeah.
Central midfielder to be able to catch. I think one of Naby's best things is going forward as well, carrying the ball. Like, we have maybe not seen it this season as well as he'd wanted to, but I'd be really surprised if they like limited him that much. I would be less surprised if something like James Milner was being used to mark him. But you just can't mark Leo Messi. What would you do against Leo Messi?
You just got to try and double up as soon as quick as you can when he gets on the ball, but that's pretty much what everyone's tried for many years.
I would love it if he just
worked, you know.
through him. Just go straight through him.
Also, because he floats so much as well. Because he floats so much as well. If you double up on him, does it not like ruin your structure?
Well, exactly, yeah. But in terms of just neutralising him...
There he goes.
Yeah, and it's not as if they don't have amazing talent.
Exactly, yeah. Well, then someone else is free, aren't they, of course,
I had it last night. We were playing against an insurance company. 2 of them doubling up on me on the right, Glenn. I was all over the place. Just needed help. Couldn't get it through.
Well, they stood on each other's shoulders.
Oh, mate, honestly. Obviously pinpointed.
Chance for Barca! Oh! Goes behind, first corner of the game. Rakitic.
Barca cut him open.
Start.
To you, Glenn, like a manager, has a manager ever said or been in a changing room, you've ever been in a changing room where a manager's gone, right, lads, we're just going to target this player, like, with fouls? Like, we're going to just go through him?
Not quite as deliberate as that, but in other words,
Yeah,
in other words,
I want you to kick this player up and down the field.
Not in those words, but get the same message across.
Well, who was the opposition player? Maybe you don't have to tell us.
Was up there.
Roy Hodgson. Was he?
Wow.
Well, he'd say...
Banjo him was his phrase.
Physical.
Banjo him, really?
Banjo him.
Wow.
What's that mean?
Yeah.
That does sound a bit rogue. What does it... Yeah, so he would say, well, I want you to go out and banjo...
Yeah, well, you know, it's like most teams have 1 or 2 threats. So as they're talking you through the team, they'd be like, right, as soon as so-and-so gets it, you get about him.
Banjo him.
Banjo.
Who were you tasked with banjoing?
Hang on a sec. Hang on a second.
Oh, don't foul.
Penalty shout for Liverpool.
He's not give it, he's bottled it.
He's not looking.
Why's he got his whistle to him?
Oh, wow.
What is he doing in there? Get it out!
Liverpool wanted a penalty not given, players carrying on.
VAR,
It looks like the refs took a while to do that.
It's surely going to VAR.
That looked the pen.
He's still playing now.
Do you think that's why he stopped? Because he knew it was going to...
It's still not stopped.
Well, the play still hasn't stopped, so he still can go to VAR when it's out of play.
That's what I mean,
Surely they're going to have a look at it.
And they had a little advantage as well, didn't they?
It has to be really clear and obvious, though, in that sort of situation to get overturned, doesn't it? Because it's not like a handball. Why are they playing out an easy?
4 minutes gone as well. Both teams having chances already, but only played 4.5 minutes. We're just having a replay of this now.
It didn't... I mean...
Oh, he's offside, isn't he?
Well, the first play is whether or not he's offside. This is the incident.
Nah.
Straight.
Penalty? No penalty, we agree?
Straight red for me.
No, he just goes down. He's looking for it, isn't he?
He's clumsy, isn't it? But it's not a pen.
He's wrong side, isn't he? But it's just...
I think that's why it looked messy from distance.
Nice there.
That's never going to get
Nice what
overturned.
you've done there, Pete.
Get inside so far, Pete.
5 minutes gone. Good start.
That's nice, though, isn't it?
So
5 minutes in.
Going back to Glenn, talking about these managers.
Who were you tasked with banjoing?
Roy Hodgson
Who
was
did you have to
one.
banjo?
I can't remember the players specifically, but...
You can, Glenn.
No,
Smirk on your face when the question came up.
No, because I know you want to hear it. No, I can't think who personally, but yeah, if there's a danger on their side and they're playing against me, then they want you to
bang,
let them know,
through the knees.
And that was Roy. Were there other managers that had a similar tactic, the Jose's of this world, or any other gaffers that...
Yeah, but like I said...
In Portuguese, that's the real question.
That is, if you know at home, let us know in the comments below.
Yeah.
Engagement.
Great story, though, isn't it?
Especially from Roy, you wouldn't expect it from
Yeah, he can get quite elated in the dressing room.
Can he? Favourite Roy Hodgson moment in the dressing room in your career? You got one of them?
Yeah, there's one that comes to my head, but I can't say it. Yeah, I definitely can't say that.
You have fond memories, though, by the looks of you.
Yeah, it was good.
OK.
Yeah, it was good.
You tell us off there.
I've got no idea what this could be about.
I'll tell you after.
OK.
Go on then, bro. Is there any other questions?
Go on, Will. Let's go back to you.
From Mark Robinson, should Ajax be underestimated if they get through to the final? I mean, they've been underestimated all tournament, haven't they?
Massively underestimated. Yeah. Do you know what? At the game yesterday, it reminded me very much of the time I was at Spurs Monaco in the Champions League, and everyone at the time, we had Monaco in the group stage, thought that's an easy tie, that they're nowhere near the standard of, no due respect, you know, but without
the elite.
Yeah, elite clubs. They're not the Barcelonas, Bayerns. There's tougher teams you could draw. And that Monaco team, about 8 of those players went on to be sold to top European clubs. And I think this Ajax team now, people are looking at saying, oh, you've not drawn Real Madrid or Barcelona or Bayern Munich in the semi-final. But I think a lot of these players will go on to huge signings to play for huge European clubs. I think they're a fantastic side. And I think they have been underestimated massively. I think Juventus massively underestimated them. And that scoreline actually flattered Juventus for me.
What did you think of the Ligt?
Fantastic. I thought it was absolutely brilliant. And he was, the thing that for me stood out was just how much he was talking and commanding for such... Was he 19 years old?
Yeah, 19.
Youngest player ever to captain a team in the semi-final of the Champions League. And it was not just his stature and his physical presence, which is incredible for a 19-year-old, but just how commanding he was and how much he was talking and commanding everyone. Even at the end, when he was just ushering all of the team to go and cheer the away fans, just everything. He just looked like the guy who's his class. And for such a young player to be looked up to in that capacity was just, I thought it was incredible. Have you ever had a player that young in your career that has had that leadership quality at a young age? Any player like
probably
that you
not,
thought, wow?
Not as that young.
No.
Obviously, it's super young, isn't it? You know, it's not. No, it's not. That's obviously rare.
Yeah.
Of course, you play with leaders and that, but not. I've not come across one that's been that dominant as a 19-year-old.
Phenomenal player. I think I'd be amazed if he's still at Ajax.
Barcelona.
He won't be.
Yeah.
Barcelona bound.
Literally every big European club will come down.
They've got that link with Barca now, haven't they? Not like a...
Yeah, they're meant to. Yeah, they're meant to. But I also think that, like Dorman said, like Juve are overturning a whole centre-back roster this summer by the looks of it. Bonucci is what now, 34, 35, maybe even older. Barzaghi's 37, Chiellini's 36, something like that. So they'll probably be after centre-backs. Bayern have just signed 2 centre-backs. Man United are desperate for centre-backs. If you lose Toby Alderweireld, obviously you would never stand the league because you haven't got the money to...
No, I'd be amazed if we could
get him.
Could spend... I mean, I think you need serious money to buy him.
Yeah, nearly 100
probably is nearly 100
But
million,
for Man United, like, in my opinion, Man United should definitely spend that money on Matthias de Ligt. To spend 100 million, 110 million on Matthias de Ligt at 19, or get Kalidou Koulibaly similar money, who's 28.
Yeah.
It's not even a question, is it? You go and get Matthias de Ligt. Look what he's done for the back line.
And also, going back to that, is when Van Dijk was signed, the amount of people that were laughing at that price tag and saying Virgil van Dijk for that price. And he has transformed Liverpool this season. And PFA Player of the Season as well, for a defender as well. That's so rare. I think John Terry was the last person, 2005 was it, to win it. So it just goes to show, and Liverpool could go on and win, as we said, one of Premier League, Champions League, if not both, because he's been a huge part of that, hasn't he?
Yeah. And to be fair, when that sort of figure was mentioned for him, I thought it was overrated.
Did you?
Yeah, I didn't see him being worth that. But then now I think it's cheap.
Yeah.
Since he's come for 75 million, now I think it's cheap. When obviously the few months leading up to it, I thought it was probably 25 mil too expensive.
Yeah.
But
so with that said, the Lig's 100 million is not out of the question.
But I think he's changed the game a little bit, Van Dijk, for signings of that stature at defence, isn't he? Now everybody's thinking, well, maybe it's better to spend that much money on one superstar centre-back rather than spending 30 million. Like Man United have tried to get, Lindelof.
But at the same time, I think it's quite rare that one player would have that much of an impact on a squad.
But you'd be thinking, like, I would personally feel like if Matthias de Ligt came into Manchester United, he'd have that impact.
Yeah,
on that
but again, that's a very rare player.
He's probably not going to want to go to United.
No, definitely not. I wouldn't want to go to United.
He'd be able to go anywhere he wants.
Well, he's got Champions League football at Ajax, probably not United.
Yeah, and I think, well, he's probably going to end up at Barcelona.
But again, would he want to go to Barcelona, even though Frankie de Jong's there? But if you look at where he would be in the pecking order potentially,
look at that project though. He'd be a start. He'd start for Barcelona.
I think he would start for Barcelona.
I think he would start, but there's more competition there than other places.
Yeah, but
than other teams.
I think he's the sort of lad that's probably got the character to back himself to start in that team. He looks like the kind of lad who'd back himself, doesn't he? He's 19 and captain in Ajax.
He looked like he loved being captain as well. That's the other thing. It's an interesting point that Dorman makes, is that he wouldn't. I don't think he's the kind of character that would want to go and sit on a bench, because he just looked like he really enjoyed, and not in an arrogant way, at all, in a respect way, and like really enjoyed the leadership that comes with it. And I think he'd want to go somewhere where he would be a focal part of any defence. But I think he gets into almost any defence in the world.
But do you not think now he's playing with players that he's played with for like 5 to 6 years, so it's quite easy to like lead a group of players that.
At 19, though.
Yeah, 6 years ago he was 13.
Yeah, he was a good player. But it's a crop he's come up with. If he goes into Barcelona, it's like it's a new environment. If you've got Piqué next to him, he's not really going to be telling him what to do.
Oh, so you're saying it's very easy to be very authoritative in a team that you've grown up with?
Yeah.
And players that you've grown up with and playing.
It's very familiar for him. And if you go
But
to
also, as well, 90% of the time, centre half for Barca is the easiest position in the world, isn't it? Because you've got the ball, all you got to do is play football, which the guy can clearly do, and he wouldn't have to boss him around as much as he is doing with the Ajax team.
Yeah, he's going to have better standard players around him, and like it's not as if he goes to the national team and suddenly can't perform. He's been incredible alongside Virgil van Dijk in the national team, so. I would back him every day of the week to get into that Barcelona team and probably be one of the first names on the team sheet after about 6 months. Because he's just so talented. Like him and de Jong being signed for a combined, 150, 160 million. It's just such good business by
considering their age.
You go down so early, like a 21-year-old, 19-year-old done before the window even opens. Bayern Munich have already bought in Pavard. They've already bought in Luka Hernandez before the window's opened. Always a chance. But either way, all these big European clubs are getting the win.
Barca chance for Barcelona. Messi's in.
Tackle. Andy Robertson turning up big time.
Messi's still got the ball in the box now,
Penalty.
and it has been cleared. Glenn, it's been quite a lively start. Only 13 minutes gone, but both teams having, I'd say, half chances. But it's end-to-end.
Come on, Mo.
Like you say, going into
Come on, then, Mo.
Down the other end. Mo Salah.
Oh, should have hit it. Should have hit it. Go on, then. Keep going, lad.
He's doing Maradona.
Great. This is what we wanted. Mo Salah there.
This is what we wanted.
Surprised how open it is so early on in the
I am.
Champions League
Well, we
semi.
spoke about it before. I thought they'd both sort of sit off each other and sort of test each other out, but they're both going for each other, which is good to watch.
Mo Salah there, he had the freedom of the new camp. He ran about 60 yards unchallenged.
Oh, what is that?
A terrible
That
header.
was close.
Great clearance from
Feeling for a corner. It is a goal kick, Barcelona. Just having a look at this. Play from Messi in the box. Lionel Messi is appealing for a handball.
You know what they're going to
Not
say?
given.
Keyword, silhouette.
Yeah, silhouette. Come on, that's never
That's
a
ball
handball.
down all day.
He's
That is
clutching there.
never a handball.
Not a handball, correct decision. Meanwhile, just looking at Mo Salah.
Gliding.
Straight down the other end. Talking about how open it is. Straight down the other end. Messi with a chance. Mo Salah straight down the other end. Still 0-0.
Vidal having to go to the ref. Shock.
Has Vidal realised he's been skinned yet?
Vidal, why is Vidal starting?
I would never start Vidal in this game. He's a red card waiting to happen.
Yeah.
The way he played against United was ridiculous. He was on for about 14 minutes.
Yeah.
And should have had about 3 yellow cards.
Yeah, he was outrageous, just flying into challenges against United.
And the thing is, he also could have given away that penalty to Chris Smalling at the very end, which would have seen,
Oh, yeah.
which would have seen him go out.
Yeah, speaking about Messi, a lot of landmarks. This is tonight alone, making his 100th start as Barcelona captain. Speaking of the man, he's on the Barcelona chance for Barcelona. Lionel Messi, 100th start as Barcelona captain tonight, playing the 100th game under Ernesto Valverde, can reach his 600th Barcelona goal in all competitions. Currently on 598, we need to score 2 for that, and can reach 350th goal mark at the Nou Camp. Currently on 348. Can score his first goal against Liverpool. We spoke about all of the goals that he scored against English opposition. Messi against English clubs in the UEFA Champions League played 32 games, 24 goals and 6 assists. At the Nou Camp, played 15 goals, 15 assists, 4. There's just, I mean, he's best player in the world of all time for you, Glenn?
Yeah, without...
Messi over Ronaldo?
Yeah, all day long.
OK, simple as that. We can give you a price boost about Lionel Messi, talking of the great man, the GOAT, greatest of all time, as many people call him, to score the first goal. That was 11-4. You can now get 10-3 on Lionel Messi to score the first goal in this game. Don't forget, you must be 18 plus. Full terms and conditions apply. Will Wallace 0-0. Let's go over to you in social corner.
He's offside.
Chance for...
Yeah, but they don't give it, do they, now? Until it's like...
Until
everyone's run 20 yards further.
He's offside. That would have gone to VAR. Oh, it's very tight.
Very tight.
But it did go narrowly wide anyway. Will, it's come to you. Social Corner, what are people talking about?
So we've just been speaking about transfer business, and Alf has said, who has the most business to do this transfer window? You've got Chelsea, United, Arsenal or Spurs?
Maybe Chelsea. They can't do anything bad.
They're just bringing back Batshuayi, that's about it.
Yeah, they'll have to bring the young boys up from now.
There you go, Tammy Abraham.
Yeah.
There we go, already talking there.
Not alone players.
We've been a squad out there. Spurs got no money.
Coming in.
You're just paying off.
Tottenham badly need to sign a defensive midfielder, many midfielders, but a DM. And at the minute, you've got obviously. I don't know why we. Dembele was an interesting one because he's injury prone. He's coming towards the end of his career. But what I didn't understand about the Dembele one is selling him and not replacing him
in January.
In January, exactly that. And then you've got Eric Dyer, who's been really unlucky with illness and injury this season. He's had, I think, appendicitis, tonsillitis, a groin injury. He was late back from that. I mean, he's had a really, really tough time with injury and illness.
Also not good.
Sissoko's been injured. Harry Winks, as of last night, is out for the rest of the season.
Going to lose out of Villarreal, probably.
It's a huge problem area. And Sissoko, I think, will win Spurs fans' Player of the Season this year.
Really?
I think he'll win Player of the Season, Mr. Sissoko. He's been that good for Tottenham.
But then Jan, I feel like Jan Vertonghen's been probably your best. I feel like
Jan Vertonghen's had a good season.
He's been outrageous.
Jan was Player of the Season last year.
And
Heung-min Son. Yeah, Heung-min Son's been good.
So you are going to say on camera that you're backing Moussa Sissoko.
Yeah, I think Moussa Sissoko will win.
You would vote
fans.
Would you vote for him?
I would vote for Heung-min Son. Personally, but I think Moussa Sissoko will win fans' Player of the Season. And I know a lot of fans that have voted for
your club.
It says he's had a good season.
Do you think you'll lose Toby in the summer? Because he's got that window, hasn't he? For it's like a £20 million release clause.
Yeah, it's a small release clause, but he's coming down. He's got a year left on his contract extension. I don't know that we will.
Oh, really?
Because I think United. I thought we'd lose them to United now. I look at it now, and I don't know why you'd leave Tottenham for United, given the predicament United are in right now.
I don't think United will go for him.
I don't either. I think Atleti would be really interested. Losing Godin, losing Luca Hernandez, former club, pick him up for a snippet. I think they'll be interested. Do you know another club? I've been pushing the agenda. I think Liverpool should go for it.
Do you?
I think if Liverpool bought Alderweireld in to partner Van Dijk
for like 1 season sort of job.
Yeah, and you've got Joe Gomez as an option in there. He's definitely an upgrade on Matip and Lovren. Yeah. Ship one of them out for
Speaking of Liverpool, Joe, chance on the edge of the box. Milner standing over a free kick.
Andy Robertson.
Oh! Who was that? Was that Matip that was rising?
Clears the danger.
Bit of a push in the middle there. Either way, I think Liverpool should look at him. I think they get like 15 mil for Van Dijk for Matip, for Matip, and then from there look to reinvest in Alderweireld. Why not bring him in for 2 seasons?
Yeah, I mean Liverpool's second centre back has always been a bit of a question.
Well, Joe Gomez started the season so well, didn't he? But
replay this incident here, whipped in.
Ooh. No, it's not a foul, is it?
Well, you got very excited by that free kick, didn't you?
Well, I saw Virgil van Dijk in the mix there, and I've been saying it for about 8 months now that he will score the first goal in all the games that we've covered, but he's yet to do that, Smithy. So,
disaster.
We can but dream.
Naby's pulled his groin. That's not good, is it?
Hendo's on.
Jordan Henderson is just warming up. Jurgen Klopp's just gone to the bench as if to illustrate to Jordan Henderson, get warmed up.
To be fair to Jordan Henderson, he's had a banging last 2 months.
He has, hasn't he?
He's just
had a really good last few months.
Playing a bit more advanced. Apparently, he went into the dressing room, didn't he? And he said, went into the manager's room. He said that I want to play more advanced, not as a DM.
But with the DMs they have at the minute at Liverpool, he has the freedom to kind of play a bit more forward.
Yeah, I think he looks way better in that position than he did as a DM, trying to distribute from deep.
Odd injury that, Glenn, wasn't it? The way that. It wasn't a dreadful foul or anything. It looked like he just pulled something in the tackle. I think was it Rakitic on Keita?
Yeah, it was.
And it looks like he's in a. I'd be amazed if he can carry on from this.
It didn't look like it, did he? He's holding his groin, so.
Do you know when it's a groin, you tend to know straight away, don't you?
Yeah, your groins just pop, and you can't carry on when they go.
And it looks like it will be Henderson. He is. Doing the shutter runs down the touchline that most subs do when they want to come on.
Picking up on that, you think of all the technology, all the coaches in football, but when you're warming up to come on in the semi-final of a Champions League, he's just jogging up and down. Like, surely there's some sort of 30-second Joe Wicks-esque workout that he should be doing.
It's us.
Well, no, not really.
Cheers.
No, sorry, mate, it's not. No,
I
but
saw
the
Peter
thing is,
Crouch say though that you like basically fake it. Like, did you see that on his podcast? He was like, oh, basically you just fake the warm up on the touchline.
Well, give it the old like.
yeah, because no one likes warming up.
No,
No,
really.
everyone hates it, because the amount of times you go to warm up and then you don't come on.
Yeah.
You go out and you're doing it half-hearted, but that's the time you bloody go on.
Yeah.
So that's probably what's going on there, and then everyone does it. You get on the pitch and then you're still stretching and that for the first few minutes while you're on there. So.
Do you ever warm up just so that it's like if it's a huge game 10 minutes to go? Do you ever just go for a jog so that you get in the manager's eye line and you just make yourself look busy? Have you ever done that?
I've not. I ain't got a busy bone in my body, no. But some have. Some
Go on, who has?
You're after it today, aren't you?
That's so Sunday
Some
League,
have.
isn't it? That is so Sunday League.
Yeah.
Let's go for a warm up. Gaffer, come on, bring
Give it
it.
the old.
But it does look like the sub will be made. Naby Keita. They did bring the stretcher on, but he's limping off. Going to touchline now. It's about to find out any minute. Jordan Henderson is still doing the jogging down the touchline that is infuriating Will Brazier.
Well, I remember, is it Fulham they used to have the bikes on the side of the pit? Who had bikes for a little bit? A couple of exercise bikes?
Yeah.
Rugby style.
Yeah.
I think it was Fulham, you're right, yeah.
Get them going. Surprised Roy didn't bring him with him to Liverpool. In the bikes. Fantastic.
21 minutes gone, still 0-0. Looks like that sub has happened. Jordan Henderson coming on for Keita, we believe.
It's obviously not ideal to lose Keita, but I don't think that's a bad sub.
Oh dear. What's happening here?
Come on, Louis. Go on, Louis.
Oh.
Go on, Louis.
Louis Suarez.
Oh, Dow.
Smith, obviously these two are united, but would you like to see Liverpool win tonight?
I think, as a Spurs fan who is still alive in this competition, there's only one goal in it. I think we've got a better chance against Liverpool in a one-off game than Barcelona.
Chance?
I thought it was coming back post.
I think we've got a better chance against Liverpool in a final than we would do against Barcelona.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I think Spurs actually against Liverpool this season at Anfield played quite well. We're quite
Jimmy.
unlucky.
I just
to
can't
lose
see you
that.
being there, regardless, to be honest.
There's a chance.
Another chance for Liverpool.
They've got in each other's way almost there, didn't they?
Cleared.
They've started this game very well, haven't they, to be fair, Liverpool?
Promising, isn't it? You'd take a few for half time.
Oh, dear.
Question here.
Let's go back to you.
For Glenn. Glenn, if you could pick any moment of your career to go back to, what would it be?
Ooh.
So one night, put you in a time machine. I might jump in. We'll go back for the ride. Where are we going? That Roy Hodgson moment?
Banjoing.
I'd probably say the night before we won the league at Chelsea, I'd say.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, we had already won the league with playing Charlton the next day.
Yeah.
And all the family and players and staff all went out for a nice dinner or whatever.
Was that the Makaleli penalty?
Yeah.
We hadn't scored all season and they let him take a penalty. He missed and then scored the rebound.
That's it, yeah.
Yeah.
And then it's a nice way to go to dinner knowing you're going to pick the league up tomorrow, you know.
Must have been a nice meal. What meal was it?
Italian in Chelsea.
Nice.
Very nice. Very nice. Bought for by Roman.
Yeah.
Yeah. Classy stuff that would have been.
Yeah, it was
Good question, that Will.
Good day.
I like that.
That's one of my own, that one.
Was it?
Nah, I can't take the credit. One here from Gilbo. He says, who would you rather have in your team right now? Would you rather have Mane or Coutinho?
Mane. Just based on form.
One of these ones again, isn't it? Everyone's saying Mane.
I mean,
Someone say Coutinho just for Will.
Only one
Would you have
answer.
Coutinho?
I actually would. Not in current form, but overall, yes. I think Coutinho could be the best. He's just so nice and... Like, if he was a bit more aggressive, I think he could kick on to another level. But he's so nice and goes with the flow that I don't think he realises how good he is.
Jurgen Klopp in his pre-match was asked about Coutinho. He said we do miss him. He's a world-class player, but then said obviously that the deal was beneficial for both parties.
Yeah.
Sadio Mane though, best minutes per goal in Champions League knockout stage history. So in Champions League knockout stage, he's got the best minutes per goal ratio, 95 minutes. That's ahead of Cristiano Ronaldo, Lionel Messi, Pipo Inzaghi, Robert Lewandowski, and Andrei Shevchenko. That is an incredible statistic.
Yeah, it's phenomenal.
This season.
And obviously, if you've got a choice...
Champions League history, that is.
Yeah, if you've got a choice to have either, you're not going to turn your nose up at one, are you? Obviously, Mane's a fantastic player, but I know what Coutinho's capable of.
Yeah, I feel like Sadio Mane's added a lot more strings to his bow this year. I feel like he's definitely improved his finishing, like his decision making in the final third. Because for a couple of years he's threatened to be this player, but this year, in terms of in front of goal, I don't know whether that's because he's got a bit more time on the ball because everybody's focusing on Salah.
Yeah, you think that's helped him because the season Salah had last season?
Maybe a little bit. Goal.
Oh, chance! Goal!
Goal, 1-0
Barcelona.
Get
25
in
minutes
there.
gone. It is Luis Suarez.
Three of us
and
are
he
still in
does
the shout.
celebrate.
Three of us are
We
still in
all
the
three of us
shout.
had Luis Suarez for first goal score. We asked if he would celebrate against his former club. He does.
Yes.
And it's 1-0 Barcelona. Glenn, thoughts on that goal?
Well, it was great. Was it Jordi Alba that whipped that in? It's obviously a fantastic pass that.
Offside,
it just needs a little touch there, and the keeper's beaten.
And he's very animated, isn't he? For someone who scored against a former club, we asked Glenn Johnson if he'd scored against a former club, you wouldn't celebrate. You said that straight away. But Suarez is very animated, isn't he? Very animated.
Is he on?
Of course, in the Champions League semi-final, it's hard not to celebrate, isn't it? So you can understand why players do.
Yeah, Miles.
Van Dijk is very far behind.
Van Dijk's had a night.
Great pass.
Yeah, it's an unbelievable pass.
Look at that pass.
Even if Van
well,
Dijk's in line there, he's still
beating him.
Finish is class
What
as
a
well.
pass.
How does he get it up and over?
That is a great finish.
The pass
as well.
ain't even on when he lets go of that.
So from a
just makes
defensive
it
point of
happen.
view, we're praising Barcelona for this goal. Anything Liverpool have done wrong here, or is this just a moment where you say that's just
Not really,
such
because
class, there's not a lot we can do?
such a class because it's not really a cross. It's going on target.
Yeah.
So it takes the defenders out of the way, and you just got to pray the keeper can get there. Because look, when he passes it, he's 5 yards in front of Van
That's
Dijk.
an unbelievable ball, and it's clearly onside. No VR review. It does stand. 1-0 Barcelona. 26 minutes gone. Will, in the comments section, how are people reacting to that?
I mean,
gutting Liverpool fans, no doubt.
Yeah,
big moment in the game.
Big moment indeed. Everyone's going off in the comments, but I still think that's Liverpool can take the positives from that. I mean, you expect Barca to score in this game, don't you? And they've had a lot of chances going forward. I think they can. I think if they take this at half-time, 1-0.
I do think they've been cut open quite easy though, Liverpool. There's been a couple of times they're playing a really high line, which I'm a little bit surprised at. But I just don't. I don't know how they stopped that run from Luis Suarez. Like that's the quality of Barcelona, isn't it? You can't work on that training ground. It doesn't matter how good Van Dijk is. If that is the quality they can produce, they will just cut you apart. And that's not even Leo, is it? That's Jordi Alba to Luis Suarez. So.
Is that the danger, though, when you say that you put two men on Lionel Messi? If that's the psychology behind marking Lionel Messi out of the game, that it frees up... There's so many other quality players that Barcelona have. It just frees up other players.
Yeah, exactly that, yeah. They've obviously got class all over the pitch, but the only thing that you could possibly do there to stop that goal is you can see how fast Louis is running.
Yeah.
You can tell that he's expecting to get the ball.
Where he's got his movement,
so
where he's going.
Van Dijk just has to go with him, just to be sure. But obviously that's coming at such pace, and Louis got half a yard on him, and then obviously once he's running, you're not going to catch him.
Because he starts a good 3-4 yards off Van Dijk.
So you can see it coming.
Pick him up and then get there and get in front of him, or at least get.
But
there
you only need to
it.
keep him there. You don't just. But I'm not saying it's easy to defend that cross, but. Just saying that's the only thing if he's going to be picky.
Yeah.
Well, what do we... there's a question here from Everything and More. He says, what is our thoughts on Liverpool and Klopp putting out a very defensive side? Is he just scared or being overprotective? I mean, it's something we spoke off-air about.
Yeah,
Manager's
Joe,
almost overthinking it a little bit.
Let's get your thoughts on this, the team and the... Because it was a surprise when we were sat around seeing this team.
Yeah, I think his hand's been forced a little bit, though, by Bobby Firmino, and it's... If Bobby Firmino's injured... Oh, dearie me.
Wow.
If Bobby Firmino is injured, and we're clearly not backing Danny Sturridge, are we? That's a great... We're clearly not backing Danny Sturridge to be fit enough to play in this game.
Oh, no.
Chance for Barcelona again. Oh, and it's cleared.
We're clearly not backing Danny Sturridge to be fit enough, so what is his other options? His other options are he potentially play Shaqiri in there, or...
Divock Origi's got to be sad.
He's clearly... I wouldn't say that's even much of a defensive lineup. Yeah, Divock, I completely forgot who he was.
Oh, Barcelona... Oh...
But it's still a 4-3-3 on as far as we can see from this lineup. I wouldn't say it's that defensive, but Barcelona are just that good. They do push you back. Like, look how high Wijnaldum is playing in that team. He's not as part of a midfield four, is he? So it's not even that defensive. I think the only defensive option that he might have got wrong is Trent for Joe. But either way, neither of them would have been able to stop that goal.
No.
Yeah. But you say it's not that defensive, but at the same time it kind of is in terms of the clientele he's picked, the players he's picked.
But he always picks that sort of midfield.
But they're certainly not playing like it, are they?
Yeah.
I mean, you're playing 4 defensive-minded midfielders, essentially.
Yeah, but I don't see what his other options were. Was he going to play Shaqiri as in a midfield three away at the Nou Camp?
It's worth pointing out, Firmino is on the bench, so he's still available.
He even play Henderson.
Game.
Oh, yeah, hang on.
Crazy, getting very excited about very little.
That Will scream just came. The Liverpool player is down. Players carrying on. Liverpool aggravated that they haven't got a free kick, but players carrying on. At Barcelona, no, it's been dispossessed.
The new camp bias that coming through.
I think that should have been a free kick, Will.
Yeah, straight red for me, Smith.
Straight red.
Liverpool in the attack again. Robertson down the left.
Go on, Andy. Go on, Andy. Gas him.
Great gas there. Chance.
He's got to do better. Has to do better when he's in those areas, man.
It's not clear though. Liverpool. Milner's on the edge of the box.
Why?
But you see, this is why you play Trent, because there is room on the wings there to attack Barca.
Didn't they almost lure you into a false sense of security though, like get those wing backs, get those full backs up?
And then just hit you in the corner. Look at the space.
This game with 31 minutes in, it's 1-0 Barcelona, courtesy of Luis Suarez. And this is such an open game. And Lionel Messi just...
This is a lot of room.
We don't even get surprised when Messi runs 40 yards now, do it? It's just the norm. I mean, that was just... None of us reacted, but that was quite incredible. It's just unbelievable.
Well, it shows you how respectful the defenders are, because they're all backing off.
Yeah.
Oh,
normally,
my word.
He meant that pass, because that is phenomenal. Barca... Chance again for Barcelona.
No.
They're in again.
Good tackle.
It's a great tackle.
I can't.
What a game this is. It's all such an open game. Suarez had a bit tasty in there, wasn't it? Getting quite physical.
That ball by Messi across the ball.
Unbelievable pass. We were just talking about Messi's run, and then 2 seconds later, he whips a 30-yard pass, crossfield pass. It is a goal kick for Liverpool. Will, let's go back to social.
Yes.
What a game this is.
Lots of questions coming in. One for you, Glenn. Who is the best defender you've played alongside with?
Best, I'd say...
You've had a little look to your left and you've thought, I'm safe today.
No, I'd say...
Go on, give us some of the defenders.
Yeah, JT.
Not a bad start.
Rio. Desai.
Yeah.
Carvalho that we mentioned before, Carvalho. We've been fortunate enough to play alongside some top defenders.
To pick a best out of that.
It's hard to pick one, but in their time, that was all unstoppable.
Where would you rank Virgil van Dijk amongst that list? Because I've seen all week Liverpool fans tweeting this is the best centre-back in Premier League history. Where would you rank him amongst that sort of candidates? Because you've played with most of the best.
I'd say...
Great knock. Corner for
I'd have to say Rio or JT, because they've done it at this level for a long time.
Longer period of time, yeah.
Whereas I'm not saying Virgil can't get to that, but just at this moment in time, I don't think he's above them.
And is the trophies a factor as well? The fact that Rio and JT are so decorated, won so many trophies.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's got to play a part. You know, like I say, they've been doing that they've been putting performances in like that in World Cups for so long, and
corner for Liverpool.
Finals
why is he
like that, so I think trophy's got to play a part.
Stegen just playing volleyball there.
Yeah, Stegen could have caught it. He punched it into the air.
It's break though. Look at this
counter-attack. 3-on-3 for Barcelona. A bit of a wayward pass that.
He's off. Surely.
He's not.
I don't know if he is.
Coutinho was, but I don't think Luis Suarez was.
But yeah, I don't see Virgil in the top 5 yet.
Don't see him in the top 5.
List your top 5.
JT, Rio, Stam, Vidic, Carvalho.
Hard to disagree. That's a pretty strong list, isn't it?
Do we think? Does Klopp look at this and think they are very open at the minute? Chance for Liverpool! Big chance for Liverpool! Sadio Mane, 1-on-1. Jurgen Klopp is clapping his hand, but it goes over the bar. Big chance, Glenn, for Liverpool. That.
Yeah, they're right in this game, aren't they? We're talking about maybe having a slightly defensive team on paper, but they're not playing like that at all. They've probably had better chances than Barca so far.
So 10 minutes to go before the half-time break. You don't expect Klopp to make any changes? You think Liverpool are banging this game as it is? You think keep it as it is?
Yeah, totally, yeah. You just got to pray you get a bit of luck now.
Yeah.
You know, obviously, if that goes in, it's a totally different chat at half-time, but I think they're right into this.
Yeah, Barca are looking quite suspect defensively.
Yeah, but like as everybody's been saying in the comments and stuff, that it is a really defensive lineup. They're quite exposed, Liverpool.
Yeah.
Like, Barca are almost playing on the counter against them most of the game, haven't they, so far? And that's a Liverpool team that have had to take Keita off and bring Hendo on. already as well. So that's an even more defensive substitution, you could argue.
Yeah, let's go to the
quite
subs.
like for like, though, to be honest.
They are, the subs they have available to them, should Klopp want to change. They've got Trent Alexander-Arnold, Simon Mignolet, Divock Origi, Roberto Firmino. Henderson is on now for Naby Keita because of that injury. Dejan Lovren and Shaqiri. So they have got options on the bench. We talked about Spurs last night.
Line up against Barca's.
Yeah, Barcelona.
I mean, I think the only two you're bringing on there are Shaqiri and Firmino.
Unless maybe Trent.
Yeah, Barcelona's bench is Dembele, Arthur, Silasson, Elena, Umtiti, Semedo and Malcolm. So they're another very strong bench. And Will, I'm told you'll like this, that we've got a price boost that you are going to like.
Van Dijk
So we can have a look at the price boost on our screen right now. There it is. Van Dijk to score a header, Will, was 14-1, now 18-1 with our mates at Sky Bet. You must be 18 plus. Full terms and conditions apply. Thoughts on that price boost?
Take my money now, but responsibly. But take it all the same. I'd £10 on that.
18-1.
A few bevs in that place went in Brentford that once.
This is a true story. So Tottenham were playing Wolves, was it? Right after Football Social, we wanted to watch the game. So we went to a lovely establishment, didn't we?
Yeah.
In Brentford.
The menu was fantastic.
Yeah.
Peanuts.
Yeah. We actually asked if they were doing food, and the guy to the right of us at the bar laughed and went, "Food in this place?"
And then he turned to you, genuine story, I'll tell it, she'll be embarrassed. He went, "You're the most famous person I've ever met."
That's how bad it was, yeah. That's how bad it was.
That's true, isn't it? That is true.
That is how bad it was, yeah.
Fantastic.
So we had a game of pool and left. Great times.
Smithy's phone's on the wall to this day.
That is a true story. Will, any more questions with social
Signed
media?
it, baby Elvis.
Frankie Flower.
Yeah.
Slightly rogue one here from James. He says, how do you think Sheffield United will do in the Premier League next season? Obviously, we've got Norwich and Sheffield United confirmed for the Premier League.
Great scenes, wasn't it? Sheffield United, all the players watching the game.
Stearman, fantastic.
A few beers, Billy Sharp back.
But do we think... Obviously, they've sort of broke the mould. They haven't really spent much either side.
Oh, good block.
Come on, Liverpool. Go on, Jimmy.
Don't hit it.
Oh, James Milner with an effort from distance.
So both sides not spending too much money. We've got Leeds, Villa spending fortunes down there. Do we think they'll do all right next season, Joe? It's very hard.
I think they need to be a little bit careful coming up. Obviously, I've seen loads and loads of people saying don't follow the Fulham mould, which is they ripped kind of the spine of their team out, didn't they?
£100 million, yeah.
For a load of unproven players. But I think they are going to have to sign quite considerably, Sheffield United, still. They've got to be careful, obviously. Wilder's done an amazing job. Let's have it right. I think in 4 seasons he's been Sheffield United manager, the only manager in the England's top floor leagues to take more points as Pep. Which is a pretty impressive statistic. So, like, he's in incredible company, but again, unproven in the Premier League. A squad of pretty much entirely unproven in the Premier League players that have gelled really well as a team this year. But we've seen that time and time again not be good enough. Like Huddersfield gelled as a squad brilliantly, didn't they, to come into the Premier League? Struggled big time.
Yeah, but again, they're both championship squads playing in the Premier League.
Like Wagner worked miracles to keep them up last year.
Incredible, really.
So now you look at them, what are they on, 14 points? I don't think Sheffield United will be that bad, but they've got to sign smart in the summer and not rip the spine of that team out like Fulham did. Because like Fulham just had a nightmare. And they didn't need to do it either because they had so many young, talented players. Like, just not seen enough of Sessegnon and Kearney, players like that this
Fulham
season.
fans must be so frustrated as well because they had the money to spend. They over 100 million, which is a record for any promoted team.
Yeah.
And the fact that they had the money to spend and it didn't work out, Fulham fans must look at that and just think, you know, what if?
Also, they came up with Wolves, who made some wholesale changes. They spent a lot of money and it worked fantastically for them.
But I think Wolves did it differently because they only bought what they needed to buy. They still kept the spine of their team.
They bought what George Mendes told them.
Yeah, that's very true as well. But they didn't just go out and buy anyone and anyone, which is what Fulham did.
But again, they spent their money smarter.
Fulham was literally like Football Manager. It was like, Alfie Mawson, we'll have a bit of him, he's got a bit of rating. Do you know what I mean?
Just go by wonder kids.
Sort by international.
Free kick, by the way. Free kick well in the game. Let's get back to the match because there's another free kick in a fairly dangerous position for Liverpool. Long they got booked in that challenge, and Liverpool 39 minutes on the clock. Free kick on the edge of the box.
Come on, Virgil. 18-1. Price
18-1. Virgil.
This is where you want Trent, though, isn't it?
Yeah, fantastic.
Like, this is where you want Trent over a dead ball here.
They did the outswinger last time on the other side. Got to be right at that back post.
Go on, stick that right on Virgil's head.
Here we go. Ball is whipped in.
No.
Oh, it's a poor free kick again.
Do you know we haven't seen much of that in this Champions League, have we? Do you know in the World Cup there were so many penalties given from corners, like tugging, pulling, and fouls with VAR?
Because of
How
VAR,
have you
wasn't
seen
it?
that in the Champions League? I don't know whether teams have been told to calm it down, but England just got penalty after penalty.
I think that's just people getting used to the fact that they're not going to get away with what they used to get away with in the box.
Yeah, I think it was a bit of an unknown, wasn't it, VAR in the World Cup, because it was the first time it was using it in a huge tournament that I think players were naturally doing that. I think they're a lot smarter now. That any contact now can be seen as a penalty. Chance for Barcelona.
That was unbelievable football to get out of that hole in that left-back slot then by Barcelona. I don't know who the touch was by, Messi or Coutinho.
Oh, great tracking back there. Who was that?
Great clearance.
Very
James Milner. Liverpool didn't say that.
Go on then, ref! He's pulled him! Come on.
Haven't that, Will?
I can see that. You can see that.
I was surprised that wasn't a free kick.
We can all see that, but the ref can't see it.
That was a free kick not given.
Come on, what's going on here?
Shocking.
Get Stuart Atwell down there. Come on.
Instantly, Luis Suarez's goal is his first in the Champions League for 392 days since April 2018 against Roma. And Alisson was in goal for Roma that night. It was also Barcelona's 500th goal in Champions League history. Only one club has scored more. Who is it, Will? Quite obvious.
Madrid.
Real Madrid, yes. 551.
Have you got a quiz for later?
I have got a quiz question which we'll bring to you at half-time. I know that you're a big fan of the Football Social quiz question.
Well, that's your
I've got a good one, which I'll give to you at half-time because we've got to stay with this.
Big fan of that.
Yeah, we'll have a bit of quiz time with Dorman on the Instagram stories. Yeah, it's fantastic.
Who doesn't, mate?
Top quality content.
Yeah.
I like that.
Engagement.
I'm always doing a bit of that. Bit of swiping there.
Bit of clicking on the polls,
This is great content, isn't it?
Bit of that. Question for Glenn from Rex, though. He says, aside from Messi, which player tonight would you hate going up against? So I've taken Messi out of the equation.
For either team?
Yeah, we'll do either team.
I'd say Salah or Louis.
Because with Mo, obviously, if he's on the right, predominantly left-footed, how would... We'll flip it round. How would you bring that into your equation as a full-back? Would you, obviously be aware of it, but would you defend against them?
If you come to your or my side, you'd naturally try and shut the line and bring him inside, because obviously you've got help inside or players around you, and obviously he clearly don't like using his feet much. So it's that's where you want to push him, and then hopefully he can run into a bit of traffic. You certainly can't let him have it his own way, where he's got all his touches and can do whatever he likes.
Another one for you, Glenn, as well. Do you miss playing in front of that Anfield crowd? Obviously, they've got the second leg, and we know what Liverpool's like on the European nights, don't we?
Yeah, of course. But luckily, I've got loads of good memories and things like that. But obviously, that crowd in those big games is something else. So,
is it like a catalyst? Like, do you get like an extra 5-10% out of you? Not probably.
Yeah, it does. It certainly gives you a lift. Yeah, of course it does, and it makes you realise how passionate everyone is about the game and how important it is to everyone. So yeah, it definitely pushes you on.
But a bit of an incident in this game here. Messi is on the deck. Great feet, by the way, Messi once again. We're not even talking about some of the moments he's been producing today. Luis Suarez very animated.
It's absolute fuss over nothing.
It looked like Milner may have.
This is classic Barcelona, though.
Maybe Milner taking Messi out. This is what they're comparing about.
Moaning and whining to the referee for
Let's have a look at it, Joe.
Like, there's nothing in it. Like, he gives him a little nudge after he's going out. Like, oh, come on. Like, look at the roll. There's 6 rolls from him.
So basically, the ball's gone out of play. James Milner has shoulder barged Messi as the ball's gone out of play after the ball. Messi's on a roll, and a few of the Barcelona players are doing the famous card in the air as if to say that James Milner should be booked. Luis Suarez very animated, but play carries on.
I remember the last crucial game where I didn't see Barcelona surround the referee over nothing decision. Just sprint straight over to the ref, in his face, cards waving, and you know that an opposition player is going to get booked in the next 5 minutes.
What did you make of that incident, Glenn?
That's probably one of them moments right there that we spoke about earlier.
Oh, see, if
you get close
Is that Roy Hodgson in your ear doing that?
Yeah. Dude.
That's good. If you ever do your own merch range, Glenn, that's going on a T-shirt.
Hashtag Banjo.
I want to licence that, actually.
Copyright.
Glenn, you spoke about your favourite night that you'd like to go back to. As there's a lot of Liverpool fans on this stream, a lot of Liverpool fans watching this, of course. Favourite moment in a Liverpool shirt for you, if you had to pick one?
I'd probably pick my debut.
Yeah?
Obviously, it's a massive club, like you say, and to play for a team with that much history is obviously an emotional moment, and I scored on my debut as well, so it was I'd probably say the debut.
Do you feel the pressure of that when you put the shirt on and you go to Anfield, you sign, and you said that was a big moment, but do you feel the pressure when you play for such a huge club? Is that history on your mind?
It's in the background, but you try to just forget about it and just keep doing what got you there in the first place. But of course, it's people around.
Oh my God!
Around you that sort of remind you, if you like. It's not that you forget, but I mean, you just try to put it to the back of your side of your memory and try to do your job. But of course, it's nice when you do think about it and what you're actually doing now.
Nice to get a goal in the debut. Joe, another great bit of play from Barca.
But the interplay, Barcelona are so confident playing out from the back, aren't they? Ter Stegen just so happy to have the ball in his own 6-yard box under pressure. But like, look at this bit of play. That ball by Luis Suarez, and then Coutinho goes down under a nothing tackle.
Obviously, we've had the one enforced change, but is there any sort of tactical substitutions you think either side should do going into this second half?
Well, Alisson and Suarez having a bit of afters there as well. Suarez very animated as he always is, but
I think both teams will be pretty happy with this first 45. Like, I know that Liverpool have conceded and maybe think they're a little bit open, but...
Does the fact that it's so open worry them a little bit, though, that Liverpool are capable of scoring, but Barcelona are also capable of getting a second, very capable of getting a second?
Yeah, but Barcelona play out such tight spaces with ease anyway. Yeah. So, like, I think Liverpool will be pretty happy with the chances they've created. They've not been torn apart, have they?
No,
like, it's not as if you see Barcelona battering them. So I think both teams will be pretty happy. The only disappointment, I suppose, for Klopp will be having to take Naby off so early. But either team, I would just stick exactly how you're doing. Liverpool will take a 1-0.
Yeah, 100%.
I think Liverpool
What's going on here?
A lot of Luis Suarez again has been involved in a lot of incidents. We just saw with Alisson, we just saw with Van Dijk, with a lot of players that he's having words with. Something not happy in Luis Suarez. I don't know. We missed that incident. There's 3 minutes of injury time. Very valid point. 3 minutes of injury time.
Van Dijk slipped. Here we go. He's on.
Lionel Messi has the ball, twisting and turning on the edge of the box.
Played.
Oh,
ref, come on!
Liverpool straight down the other end. We talk about how open it is. Such an open game. Straight on the counter.
Go in, Hendo.
Where's the centre mids for Barca?
Liverpool on the edge of the box. Surely the last chance of the half. Goal kick. Barcelona.
You've got to make more of those sort of chances. Massive gaps in the Barca midfield.
Robertson on the left there, he was absolutely wide open if it come across.
Liverpool have
that's a yellow card. That's a yellow card.
A yellow card.
Yeah.
Yellow card for you, Will?
Yeah, yellow card.
Not given. This is the afters. We see Virgil van Dijk and Robertson actually with Suarez. I don't know what Suarez is unhappy about there.
Suarez just loves
he's
that
kind of player.
That's how he's trying to wind him up, antagonise him. In 2 minutes, you'll see Andy Robertson leave a toe on him, and he'll barely even a boot, and Suarez will be up in the air and it'll be a yellow card. It's just what he does every single week against everybody. It doesn't matter if this is his old team. Clearly celebrated against them. So I reckon Liverpool fans will be absolutely delighted to see Suarez wheeling away, kissing his fingers as he usually does.
Yeah, surely this is the last chance of the half. 3 minutes have been played. Ter Stegen has the ball. There it is. That is the half-time whistle. It is Barcelona 1, Liverpool 0, courtesy of that Luis Suarez goal. We're looking at Luis Suarez now. Very animated. Had a great first half. Lovely ball in from Jordi Alba. Great finish from Suarez. And he has been at the heart of everything with Barcelona, good and bad. Liverpool, though, not a bad, as we said, Will, not a bad first half for Liverpool.
I mean, yeah, I'm really hoping Liverpool do it, and I think they should be very confident after that first half. They've had some clear chances. Obviously, the goal is what it is, but I think there's not been many gilt-edged chances for Barcelona. They've been a bit exposed, but I'm quite confident going.
OK, let's have a look at our predictions before the show. If you just joined us on the stream, we all made a prediction with regards to the first goal scorer and the final score. Van Dijk 1-1, Will went with, which can't happen. Coutinho 2-0. Can't happen because the first goal has been scored by Luis Suarez. So Smithy, Glenn and Joe, prediction is still alive. Glenn and Joe both going 2-1.
Copied me.
And myself going 1-1. They are the odds that you can get with Sky Bet on the right-hand side. So we called Suarez. Very much alive, a lot of those bets. I think we all see Liverpool scoring, don't we, second half at some point?
Yeah, I think it will. Certainly, if they keep creating chances like that, they're going to take one eventually, aren't they? It's a wide-open game. I just think they're playing at this pace. I just think they're going to have to be careful in the last sort of 20 minutes. If Barca start getting more on the ball and they get fatigued, then that's when they might concede that second one that I predicted there.
OK, while it is at the half-time stage, last week I caught up with Jurgen Klopp to ask him some of the web's most searched questions. Here is a little teaser. What is Jurgen Klopp's favourite film?
Forrest Gump.
Forrest Gump?
But no shadow of a doubt. That's history. That's art. That's I don't know. It's Tom Hanks at its best. It took for me like 10 years about that. I didn't think about him only as Forrest Gump when he had another movie. I really loved it.
You like it?
Yeah.
See, that I think is a hard question for someone to answer when you're thinking of favourite film of all time. But you answered that very quickly.
Oh yes, I have a lot of favorite films. It's like the whole Rocky. Series. Yes, it's I loved, and I was in a I don't know exactly when the Rocky 1 came out, but probably in the 80s.
Yeah.
So I was 15, 16, 17. So we're all dreaming of something special in our life, but we are not really that skilled. And then Rocky starting point, and then he goes like this. So it's brilliant. It gave a whole generation, I really think, a lot. And I thought that the West and East conflict was sorted in a really good way. Put them in a ring. Decided.
I can tell you really enjoyed that, yeah.
Yeah.
But for you, Forrest Gump, number one.
Yeah. Forrest Gump, number one, and then for sure Rocky. So I like this kind of. Usually I like more these kind of action movies, like Bourne, the Bourne series.
Good.
Bourne is really good. Oh, many of these things. I'm a big James Bond.
Yeah.
As old as I am, I always wanted to be kind of a James Bond.
Yes. I'd love to see you as James Bond.
Yeah. Oh my God. And I met him.
Did you?
Yeah. Not all of them, unfortunately.
No.
But
who did you meet?
Yeah.
Which James Bond?
There's only one Liverpool supporter in all.
Right. Yeah. Cool. It's Daniel Craig.
Yeah. The real James
of course,
Bond.
I remember seeing a photo.
He's a really
of that,
nice fella. He's a really
nice guy,
fella.
isn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's difficult when people meet me, they always want to speak to me about football. I go, what do you do? What do you do? And I think it must be something. When I met James Bond, I could talk to him like 3 hours
about
how the movie.
Yeah.
I was a Bond girl and all that stuff. It's just brilliant.
Yeah.
And he's a really nice fella. It's good. I like movies a lot.
Yeah.
But it's Forrest Gump.
Great stuff from Jurgen there, and the full version of that is on Soccer's YouTube channel. We talk about Jurgen Klopp's teeth, his glasses, who would play him in a film. You should check it out. It's brilliant, and he is a top man. Favourite film, Glenn? What's your favourite film?
Favourite film? Oh, put on a spot like this.
It's tough, isn't it? It's what I was saying to Jurgen. He's straight away he said Forrest Gump.
I'd know mine, like top.
Smithy, you were saying off camera Magic Mike.
Great from Tom.
I've got Men of Honour, I think.
Men of Honour? Joe?
Forrest Gump, yeah.
Forrest Gump as well, really?
Yeah, me and Flopper.
Go on, Pete.
The Imitation Game.
Imitation Game. Will, what you go with? Birmingham City's season-long highlights.
Yeah, I mean, 0-10-0-11 when we won the League Cup. For me...
0-10-0-11. 0-11, what a year.
Like a fine wine. For me, first time of viewing, when you sit down and watch it, and I didn't know the ending, Shawshank Redemption.
It's interesting you said Shawshank Redemption, because that brings me perfectly on to the story I was about to say. So off camera, we were speaking about Bourne, James Bond, and I said, have you seen Shawshank Redemption? Because that's also one of my favourite films. Jurgen Klopp went, no, I've never heard of it.
What?
And he said, show me the trailer now. I went, OK, this was about 10 minutes before his press conference.
Did they have a trailer back then?
So we, Seb and I, who were up there, got our phones out and got YouTube, and it had the Shawshank Redemption trailer, because obviously you just get the trailer up. And he went, wow, I'm watching this tonight. And he went and watched Shawshank Redemption that night, apparently. He was blown away by it.
True story as well.
I haven't spoken to him since as to whether or not he liked it or not, but he was blown away by Shawshank Redemption trailer.
Does he like Jason Bourne? What was he saying about Bourne?
Big fan of Jason Bourne and James Bond, yeah. So he's into his action movies, I think. That's the that's the genre.
It'd be good if you saw him next time and he was like really annoyed with you. He went, that film was terrible, Smithy.
Where's he from?
Great accent.
He's not a Bond villain.
Doing social. I'm not here for the impression.
Will, speaking of social, it is the half-time stage. We'll be coming back to the action soon. You've been brilliant today, Will. Very random.
I'm still laughing at 0-10-0-11.
Very random, Will Fraser today. What are people saying on the stream? Con, let's get some comments in.
One question in for me from TJ says, do you think Villa will get in the Prem? No. Howard Anderson says, how big of an advantage is it for Liverpool to have the final game at home? Glenn, you'll know more than any of us sat here.
The second leg at home? Yeah.
Well, only if they get something positive tonight.
Yeah.
When people say it's best to play away first and this and that, it's only result dependent.
Yeah.
So I think if they can get a goal, and even if my prediction's right and they lose 2-1, I think that's a positive result.
Yeah.
I think they'd take that home. I think they'd fancy themselves at home.
Well, just look at the goal again, Glenn. I think that they are highlighting Van Dijk And is he a little bit static there? We've been very harsh here on Virgil van Dijk and Liverpool because this is a fantastic pass, but they were just highlighting his position there.
Yeah, it is a fantastic pass, but he's the only one in the box. So
the only Barcelona player in the box.
Yeah, he's the only one in the box. So I think Matip's position is probably right because it's a great pass which takes him out of the game. But Virgil can see him coming a few yards, and what should wake him up is how quick Lewis
he's coming through.
But yes, you are being fussy. It's a fantastic goal, but there is no one else in the box to even worry about.
And a similar chance there. Another great ball in. Mane, big chance. Probably Liverpool's best chance of the game.
Yeah, he just looked like he was reaching for it a bit, didn't he? I think if he maybe a little bit more composed and had another step, I think he could have got a bit more of a solid foot on it, and he probably would have scored.
Joe, we're just going through the highlights. The first half, a few penalty appeals. No sort of blatantly obvious penalties, but there was a few appeals. Should any of these been given, do you think?
I felt like the ref got him pretty much entirely right. I think Sadio Mane would have been really soft on his offside. I think that Matip handball, he's just too close. He's just too close, and I know that the whole outside of the silhouette thing is coming into effect, but I think when you're 3 inches from the ball, it would have been an incredibly harsh penalty to give. So I think the ref's got them both pretty much spot on so far.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Will, let's go back to you to get some more questions.
Yes.
What are Liverpool fans saying?
I mean, a lot of Liverpool fans very happy with how the first half has gone, but we've all got our score predictions in. Anyone altering them, or do we think they're... I mean, Glenn, you've gone for the 2-1. Do you still think that's going to be the way it pans out?
Yeah, I think it's got a chance, yeah. I certainly think the game's got more goals in it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm gonna stick.
Second off, quiz time with Smithy. Quiz time on the Football Social. As we know, we do this every time.
We get a little ident made.
Should we have an ident? Little graphic?
Yeah. Maybe,
They've got some...
Once again, thank you for the hard work from everyone in graphics tonight. It's much appreciated. Anyway, as Luis Suarez and Coutinho face their former club tonight, who are the other 6 players who have played for both Liverpool and Barcelona? So Suarez and Coutinho both place their former club tonight. There are 6 other players who have played for both Liverpool and Barcelona. Who are they?
Oh, wow.
Did Jari Litmanen do both?
Jari Litmanen is 1. Yes, Will Grazier.
See you later, guys. Have a good one.
Doors shout that. Wowzer.
That's probably the... Is that a rogue one there?
There's some recent-ish ones, yeah.
Recent-ish. What's the latest?
Get it in the comments as well. 6 players.
What's the earliest date?
The earliest date is 1998 to 99 and Liverpool 2005. The latest is 2010 to 18.
Got one here from Sabo Mascherano.
Yes, that is 2010 to 18. Javier Mascherano, Barca 2010 to 18 and Liverpool 2007 to 2010.
2007 to 2010.
I've got another one
Javier
here.
Mascherano and Jari Litmanen is 2. There are 4 others. Go on, Will.
Don't know. Huh?
No?
Pepe Reina.
Pepe Reina is another, yes. Barcelona 2000,
I'm doing well here, aren't I?
2002, Liverpool 2005, 2013. You played with both of them.
Played with both of them, yeah.
And you didn't get them?
It's interesting the guy with the laptop's got the most...
Glenn, you actually played at Barcelona and you've not said it.
Glenn Johnson, yeah. Can we guess? There's a couple of others you should get.
I don't want to say them because I'm ruining the quiz here.
Yeah, don't say them.
So there's a couple more...
There's a fairly big one here.
There's a fairly big one?
Yeah.
From more recent times.
Barcelona 2003 to 04 and Liverpool 04 to 07.
Wow. This is really going well, isn't it? This is good content, isn't it? Just watching us just stare at each other go, ooh.
I've literally got them all here.
Go on, then.
Come on.
We're going to have to use the comments.
Have to use some of the comments.
Jose Enrique.
Jose Enrique isn't one that's...
Xabi Alonso.
Xabi Alonso isn't one.
You're doing really well.
You said you got him.
We've mentioned the one that you should get. Luis Garcia, yes. Glenn Johnson's got him. Luis Garcia, Barca 03 to 04. Then he went to Liverpool 04 to 07.
Bolo Zenden.
Of Football Social.
Bolo Zenden is. So
Yeah,
we've got Bolo Zenden, Jari Litmanen, Pepe Reina, Luis Garcia and Javier Mascherano. And without doubt, the hardest... The one other player to get, Barcelona 1998 to 99 and Liverpool 2005.
2005.
This is a
just
tough
rattle
one.
off that team.
Igor Bishkan.
Schmeitzer.
He's managed in the Premier League.
In the Premier League?
He's managed in the Premier League.
Yes.
Is this like Carlos Carvajal?
No, it's not Carlos Carvajal.
Roy Hodgson?
Let's just go through that sort of era. That's around the sort of era, I reckon, Hodgson. Yeah.
Oh, no. Yeah,
so Bolo Zenden, Yari Lippmann, Pepe Reina, Luis Garcia, Javier Mascherano, and of course Suarez and Coutinho both playing for Liverpool and Barcelona. It is Mauricio Pellegrino, who was at Barcelona 1998 to 99 and Liverpool in 2005. So not long stints at either. But
Andy Ford, a famous sports journalist at Southampton Solar. I don't know if it's the same guy, but he got Pellegrino.
Well done, Andy Ford. Round of applause for Andy Ford. That was quiz time on the Football Social, and the graphics department are going to make us a graphic for that in future weeks. Will, let's go back to you. Still at the half-time stage.
Out of all them, I was Yari Lippmann the first one to come out of my mouth there. What have we got here? So, Liverpool fans talking. Someone's worried here. Kashagan says, will we see Liverpool sell Firmino in the summer? Ooh, that's a bit of a row shout.
No, I don't think so. I think of any of the front three, he's the least likely to leave, in my opinion. Unless they want to make some money and they don't want to sell Salah and Mane, then they might choose to cash in on their least valuable asset in terms of that front line. Yeah. Everybody else is going to make them more money, is in a more highly demanded position. I think Real Madrid probably after a winger this summer and want to get a player of a Sadio Mane. Wouldn't surprise me. Bayern Munich are in need of wingers, aren't they? I think I'd be very surprised if Bobby Firmino left. I think it'd have to be a big old bid to shift him out.
Yeah, I mean,
he's so crucial. Like you see in this game. You see in this game as well. Yeah. Sometimes the lack of connection between the midfielder and the front three, without Bobby Firmino dropping in and picking up the ball, there's just no way they sell him. They've got way more sellable assets in that side. Get Danny Sturridge off the books at the earliest opportunity. You can get rid of Divock Origi if you desperately need some funds. And Liverpool don't need money.
And we've spoken about it before on it, how well they are good at selling those players for, like, we talked about Danny Ward going to Leicester for like 12, 15 million. They always get like good value for those fringe players as well, don't they?
Do you think they'll all stay though? Because like we saw Coutinho, who was probably at a time when Liverpool weren't as strong as they are now, in fairness to them, and Liverpool, you know, still in with the chance of winning the two biggest cup competitions that they entered this season. But do you think they will be able to keep hold of all of their players, given the season that they've had?
Yeah, I think they will. Obviously, nights like this help. You know, going as far in the Champions League competition helps, and if they're going to compete for the league for the coming years, then what else is a player going to want? Of course, Coutinho's situation was slightly different. Obviously, he'd always dreamed of playing for Barca, which I know a lot of people do, but I think it'd only be teams like Barca that could really sort of pull the players away from Liverpool, I would have thought.
It's interesting to what happens with Real Madrid, because I read a report this week that Paul Pogba, Eden Hazard, Christian Eriksen, they're linked with absolutely everyone. They're clearly going to spend huge money, because the reason Zidane left, if we believe what we read, is that it was the fact that he wanted more money to spend and he wanted to build his own team. He left. He's come back in, obviously, I think, with the premise that they are going to spend big money. So Real Madrid are clearly going to be looking at a lot of Premier League talent this summer.
You'd think so on paper, but then you can also argue that Zidane, in his 3 seasons at Real Madrid, spent very savvily, but signed a lot of young players. He didn't really go for that Galactico model, and I remember pretty much everybody saying, oh, is this like a new look Real Madrid model of signing younger players from smaller Spanish sides? Almost like
they need to now. They didn't need to then. They were Champions League after Champions League. They need to more now. Real Madrid is a different.
Talking about one of the greatest players that's ever played the game, is like 40 goal a season guarantees you. He's an irreplaceable player. No player that you sign is hitting his level unless you've got Kylian Mbappe through the door, which they're just not going to do. They've already bought Militao in, haven't they, at 50 million euros. They've got that bit of business done early. I don't think you'll see them go for Pogba and Hazard. I'd be very surprised.
You don't think Hazard? Because Hazard's been strongly linked.
I think maybe Eden Hazard. I'd be concerned if I was Real Madrid about the Chelsea transfer ban forcing the price up.
Right.
Because Chelsea are going to be desperate to keep him. They can't if you sell Hazard to Chelsea without the ability to sign a replacement, it's just an absolute disaster.
But from the players' standpoint,
on top.
From the players' standpoint, Hazard is running down his contract. He's spoken in many interviews about his desire to potentially want to go to Madrid. He's never said he wants to leave, to be fair. He said he's happy at Chelsea as well. But does it come a point where if the player wants to go, the club will not let him is the wrong word, but they'll respect his wishes, so to speak?
Yeah, sometimes. I think where Chelsea have messed this up, they should have done the business before.
Right.
Because we all knew that he wanted to leave, so they should have made a business decision then, and either got rid of him at the maximum value then, and then they've got time to replace him. Whereas now, he's in such a strong position because if he doesn't go, he walks out for nothing.
Yeah.
So if he does want to go, then they've got to sell him. But then they're only going to get a certain amount as to what they would have got last year. And now they can't even buy anyone else.
Yeah,
so it's now if they're going to sell him for half his value now, you're best off saying sod it, we'll just keep him.
Yeah.
And let him go for nothing because you can't sign anyone else anyway.
Yeah. We are back underway. Second half has just kicked off. No changes as far as we are aware. Still Barcelona 1, Liverpool 0 because of that Suarez goal in the first half. Let's get your questions in. Will, just remind the viewers how they can get in touch. We've had some good questions so far. What are you looking for and how can they get in touch?
Get in touch at SoccerAM, at Football Daily, using the hashtag #TheFootballSocial. A question here from Mr. Nano Man. He says, do you think Liverpool will progress over both legs? So we're a quarter in, if we're in American slang. They're 1-0 down. Do we think Liverpool are going to the Champions League final? Yes or no? Pete Dorman.
Absolutely not. No.
Yes or no?
Just yes or no?
You are going to have to get off the fence once here.
I am going to say yes.
Yes, Smithy, I'll back you there. Me, that's 2 yeses, 1 no. Cheers, pal. Glenn?
3 yeses.
Yes!
3 yeses?
No.
No?
Oh.
Well, if this was X Factor, they would be going to Judge's house. Other talent shows are available.
Couldn't have gone to deadlock, could it? Because 5 of us.
We've got that golden...
Really nice. It's really nice, Smithy.
Chance for Liverpool.
Oh. Salah in the box.
Come on then, GG! Go on!
Come on, chance for Liverpool. Big save. James Milner, and it is tipped round the post from Ter Stegen.
It's a great
and he
save.
knows that is a big chance. You're a big fan of this save, Glenn.
Yes, watch this. He's just whipped it around everyone.
Blind.
That is a great
it's a big save. And worth pointing out as well, Ter Stegen has seen that. Exactly what I was about to say, Pete Dorman, was right in my mouth, seen that very late. And I always think that those slow-mo replays don't quite do a keeper justice, because you don't see how fast it went in real time. It went fast, and it was a good save.
So the end of that, slow-mo replays are slow. Fantastic.
Yeah, it doesn't do the keeper justice. It's a great save. And Liverpool, good start for the half. Liverpool fans will be very happy with this start.
Why are they putting set pieces in the box, though, Liverpool?
Why aren't they?
Yeah, why aren't they put why are they going to that short corner?
Especially if you've got good ideas, huh?
That's the worst thing ever, and even Sunday League, you go forward for the corner, they've gone short. Next thing you know, Messi's got the ball.
Bearing down.
Backwards.
But like with Virgil van Dijk in your team and you're up against Barcelona, I feel like you've just got to put it in the box at the earliest opportunity from the corners. Like, don't try and outplay
You've already seen Ter Stegen spin one up into the air as well with a fist.
Or was that the best piece of skill we've seen in this game?
Yeah.
Punching it to himself.
Yeah.
Exactly. Time wasted.
Look at the possession stats for the first half. Very tight. Barca 52.
Not bad, is it, for the
48.
No.
Attempts 4 from Barcelona, 7 from Liverpool. Very, very tight game.
Glenn, can I ask you a very specific question that's in the comments here? It's from Pal Laman. He says, Glenn, is John Arnerisa as smart as he seems? That will go down as the most specific question we've ever had on the Football Social.
No, he isn't.
Fantastic.
Straight away.
More of a long-winded one. Out of all your former teammates, who would make your five-a-side team? This is a lovely SoccerAM feature.
It is, yeah. Ultimate five-a-side. Can be found on top of the YouTube channel.
Goalie, are we talking goalie? Five-a-side nets as well, slightly smaller.
Five-a-side, go Pepe.
Yeah, I thought you'd say that.
Yep.
And then what formation? You going all-out attack?
Yeah,
You're putting yourself in there. Smithy, what do people normally do?
It's
a good question. No one has put themselves in their starting 5 in the feature that we do, but many players have put themselves on the bench.
Well, OK. How many subs we got on this bench?
Just one, super sub, in case it's not working.
Stevie
G.
Coutinho,
yeah. So you've got Pepe Reina, Coutinho...
Di Canio.
One more player.
Best five-a-side player I've ever seen.
The best five-a-side player you've ever seen?
Honestly, phenomenal.
What is it, all like the little jinx and...
Yeah, it's just all nice little neat touches and it's just smart.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'll probably put Seba Veron in there.
Veron? That is your 5 then?
Yeah, put
very
Veron in there.
attacking lineup.
Very attacking. So just to confirm, you've got Pepe Reina, Stevie G, Veron, Di Canio, and who's the other one?
Coutinho.
Coutinho.
Veron's in a centre-back.
So you've not got any centre-back. And you mentioned you played with Rio, JT...
But but we're playing five-a-side, aren't we?
Stevie G can do that, can't he?
Do that goals, are we?
Send them around. Go on, Sadio.
Thought Rio would be... decent in the old five. So Rolls-Royce defender, they called him.
Yeah, but it's hard to pick 5, isn't it?
No, it is. It's tough.
But they're all good players that were great in...
So we've got a little break in play with the...
Here we go. Who had a tea, by the way? Who wanted a tea?
Oh, we've got a... here we come. Teas and coffees, thank you very much.
Just makes me think of Mark at these times. Just makes me think of Mark.
Yeah, Mark, the floor manager, is now living in the States.
Is he?
Yes, he's now living in the States.
Wow.
Mark, to be honest, I'll say possibly watching. Mark is the kind of guy that is possibly watching this. So, hello, Mark. Hope it is coming back in the States. We've got another price boost courtesy of our friends at Sky Bet. Will Brazier.
Fantastic.
Here it is on the screen now. Managed to score the second goal. Was 8-1. You can now get an incredible 10-1 on Sadio Mane to score the second goal. Don't forget, you must be 18 plus. Full terms and conditions apply. Mentioned earlier that he is a man in form. Best minutes per goal ratio in the knockout stages of the Champions League.
Surely not still after this, though. 50 minutes now.
Yeah, you can see after this needs a goal. 11 goals in Liverpool's last 12 matches, including the 2 against Huddersfield on Friday night, of course. Everyone all right for drinks?
Yes, mate.
All good?
Yeah.
Will, let's go back to you then. Social corner, loads of great questions. Keep
some
them coming.
great questions, some weird questions. Another random request that John Stiff sent me. Gerard Holloway says, Glenn Johnson is my all-time hero. Can you please say hi to me?
I've forgotten his name. What's his name?
Gerard Holloway.
Hello, Gerard Holloway.
Nice.
How you doing, mate?
Glenn.
Oh, I love that.
And someone also said that you were their favourite player on FIFA 12. Again, very specific.
Incredibly specific.
FIFA 12. More general question, get back to the normal stuff. Which Liverpool players would make this Barcelona team?
Ooh, we'd get into the starting lineup, you mean?
Yeah.
Virgil van Dijk.
Yeah.
Nice, easy one to start.
Mo Salah.
Do you want to do it position by position?
A little combined 11?
Yeah, why not?
Goalkeepers, Alisson.
No, definitely not Ter Stegen.
Ter Stegen?
Ter Stegen, this season. For sure.
Right line.
Trent. But well, again, he's not on this team.
Yeah, Trent for me.
No, I'll give you Trent.
Formation-wise, 4-3-3, do you think?
4-3-3.
Yeah.
Trent starts at right back.
Trent at right back.
PK,
Van Dijk for
and
me.
Van Dijk.
And PK.
I would say PK
Glenn,
and
yeah,
Van Dijk.
PK
Alba.
Van Dijk.
Yeah, then Alba.
Alba left, yeah.
Alba over Robertson.
Has Robertson got
That's
the
a tough
potential?
one, isn't it? Because Robertson's had an unbelievable season.
Yeah. I've probably said that too quick. Like,
No, I think you're right for now, but in a couple of
Obviously, he's
years,
been great, but
He's had 11 assists.
overall.
Andrew Robertson has 11 assists in the position he's played in this season in the Premier League,
Alba, though.
which is the equal in the competition
Alba,
record for a
overall.
defender set by Andy Hinchcliffe and Leighton Baines. Unbelievable. But Jordi Alba's.
Yeah, I just think
He's a class
again, he's
player.
done it for years and years and years. I'm not saying Robertson won't, but for me at the moment, I'd slot Alba in there.
So it's tight. So we've got Alisson, Jordi Alba, PK, Van Dijk,
The entire Barca
Trent.
midfield.
Barca midfield 3. You
Probably.
Well, I would replace Vidal with Arthur.
Yeah, but I don't think any Liverpool
Rakitic?
midfielder. I mean, like on paper, I love Naby Keita, but I just don't think he's had the season we were hoping he would. Is a chance? Oh, why did he backheel at Hendo?
Mo Salah, chance is not gone. Mo Salah with a shot. And he's tipped round. It's been a great start to the second half. Liverpool fans, get involved in the comments section. It's all Liverpool this second half. It's another good save. Ter Stegen with 2 great saves early on in the second half.
what a save.
Having a replay. Another one he saw late and he tipped round. It's another short corner.
Oh, this is
it.
What is going on?
Now you got
Why did they do it? Get it in there. You got Virgil van Dijk.
Interesting, another short
Matty
corner.
and
Liverpool.
Twice
Joe
now. It
Gomez
must be a tactic.
up there.
It's twice now.
But like, you've got 3 centre backs playing up there, and now
They're
it's
buzzing, aren't they?
Barcelona throw. It's going to be a Barcelona throw-in, isn't it?
Yeah, every time they don't whip that in, Barca are buzzing.
You think they want them to play it short, yeah?
Yeah, they'd much rather them play it short. They probably got the 2 centre-halves that want to head it, and that's it.
Why do they keep playing it short then, with that said?
Well, having said that, you've only got, Fabinho...
Yes, he's given it.
and the 2
Come on then.
centre-halves that want it in
Gomez
as well.
as well.
So
Yeah,
like maybe Gomez
if you
as well.
play 3 centre-backs in your back 4, why not whip it in?
Yeah.
Put it on their head.
Yeah, exactly. You just hang it up there.
Make their defence deal with it.
Yeah.
This is nice. This is a fantastic
Another free kick. And Liverpool had a few free kicks in this similar position, right on the edge of the box this game.
So rash, by
They've got
Vidal.
another one.
It is, isn't it?
Very rash tackle.
Ball's literally gone out.
No need. Absolutely no need.
Exactly, in the area that he was
Finish
in.
that combined 11 then. So we're going Barca midfield. Who are we going into forward line?
You go in the 3 Barca
Does
midfield.
Messi get in? Does he start?
Messi, Suarez, Salah.
Oh, no, Sadio.
Yeah, I'd possibly go... Ooh,
Historically,
God,
I'd go
tough,
for-
innit? You go
I'd go for
Messi.
that.
I think I...
Messi
Chance for Liverpool. Ball whipped in.
Back bicycle.
I think I would probably...
Who's that?
Pass on the counter-attack now.
I'll bow that.
I think I would go this season, Sadio Mane, Luis Suarez and Lionel Messi.
I think you do that on form. You do that historically.
But I think Sadio Mane and Messi want to occupy the same spaces. I think at least Sadio wants to get in behind. Like I would say, like Salah's like the B-Tech Messi, isn't he? So I think...
But like having a Messi and a B-Tech Messi in your forward line isn't bad.
No, of course not. But they want to pick up the same. They want to pick up the ball in the same sort of areas in between the lines and stuff.
There's another Barcelona player down. Barcelona player's complaining elbow. It's a training elbow.
A lot of
isn't it?
complaining in this game.
It's not a.
It's not like Barcelona to complain, to be fair.
No.
Yeah, never seen it. Have you ever seen it?
Just having a look at
Barcelona,
this. Mo Salah shot, great save, tipped round by Ter Stegen, and just to see what happened with the elbow here. I think it was just a trailing arm.
Big old stretch, that, isn't it?
Yeah,
Ter Stegen's best goalkeeper in the world this year, do you think? Probably.
Yeah.
De Gea has just had a fall off a cliff recently. It's like, I don't know what's gone on. It's all gone wrong for him.
Joe, what do you do with David?
Stick with him.
No, I mean stick with him, but how do you rejig him?
How do I rejig him? Yeah, sit him down and just go...
Come on.
Go on, David. You can I really believe in you, David. You would listen to me, I reckon.
Sincere.
No, I don't know, you've just got to back him. He's been so good for United for so many seasons. He's got a year left on his contract. If you drop him now at the first sign of trouble, he's out of the door.
Yeah, and it'll be phenomenal for whoever he goes to next season.
Glenn, have you ever been playing when a solid keeper's had a drop of form and a bit shaky behind you? I mean, no names, but maybe a name if you want to.
Or you yourself have gone for a bad patch. How do you come back?
It happens to everybody. Everyone always has a dip. And the reason you talk about it so much with De Gea is because he's been at the top for so long.
Yeah. Do you think they're comparing the David De Gea now to David De Gea from years gone by, where he's been one of the best keepers in the world?
Of course, because obviously the saves or the attempt saves he's making at the moment, where he's still going with his feet, that's what everyone was patting him on the back for, because he was the best at it.
Yeah.
But obviously, when he's making them saves, he's only got to miss it by a couple of inches and it can hit his toe and still go in.
It's an interesting point that you make, because he got criticised for 2 of the goals which he went with his feet. And Joe Hart was a guest on Sky for the Manchester Derby, and he was saying, no, that is David De Gea. That's one of his unique skill sets, that he can get down so quickly with his feet. So you can't criticise him. I mean, he has made terrible errors, but you can't criticise him for going with his feet. You can criticise him if it's a mistake, but don't criticise the technique he's using that's been so successful for so many years.
He's so good because he's making them saves that you don't normally see keepers make. And it makes perfect sense what he's doing, really, because how many times you see a keeper dive for something at their feet and it looks like they're diving out the way of it?
Can't win, and also the keeper, one mistake and it's in the back of the net.
Yeah. Oh, well read.
It's such a lively start to this second half, and it's been all Liverpool.
Coutinho needs to get
wide open.
Coutinho needs to get hooked. I think the start of this second half, he's just all over the place.
I've given him a kiss of death, haven't I?
You have. I think the commentator's curse from Glenn. I'll get Ousmane Dembele on if he is indeed on the bench pretty early, and I think maybe...
What's an option off the bench?
I think maybe bring on Semedo as well for Sergio Roberto. I think Sergio Roberto is just starting to get pushed back a little bit by the pace of that back line. I think Semedo offers you a little bit more width and pace and probably pushes Robertson back 10, 20 yards. So I think maybe they'd look at Semedo pretty soon over Sergio.
Yeah, 57 minutes gone, 1-0 Barca still, but all Liverpool this second half.
Smith, another fantastic question
from
BK. He said, if Tottenham are to come back against Ajax and Liverpool come back against Barca, who will you get behind?
There you go, Nostradamus has turned up.
In an all-English Champions League final. It's a very hypothetical question.
You're saying
but if it's Liverpool versus Spurs, who are you backing?
Who would the Spurs supporters support?
I mean, maybe not Smith. I mean, round the panel. Round the panel.
Spurs.
Glenn?
Liverpool.
Yeah, I'll probably go Liverpool. If I'm watching it with you, I'll go Spurs. If I'm watching it with you, I'll go Liverpool. If I'm watching it with neither of you...
When you say it's a very good question, bearing in mind who we support and have affiliations to...
Well, you've got 2 Man United fans here, sitting on the fence.
Yeah, they're obviously going to go Spurs, aren't they?
I don't want Liverpool to win the chat.
Chance for Liverpool! Oh, big chance! Milner. Lovely little dummy there, Milner in the box, just side-footed it straight to Ter Stegen.
Just he didn't want
a good save. Oh, James Milner's had some good chances for Liverpool. What a touch that was.
I mean, it's an unbelievable dummy by Gini Wijnaldum as well.
Wijnaldum, it's a great dummy. I think Milner sees this late, you know. I think he wasn't expecting that. He sees this very late. Yeah. But it's a great start to the second half for Liverpool.
Yeah. Oh, wow, what a chance. They just got... That and the Sadio Mane chance just absolutely have to hit the net.
But that Milner's running onto it because that's what he wants. Yeah. So in his head, he'd be thinking, please dummy this. So he's ready for it. Yeah. And he obviously wasn't. So what was he running there for in the first place?
Yeah, you just didn't want him. Yeah. Anybody else other than Milner, though? Like that's exactly where you want Bobby Firmino arriving late into that hole, isn't it? Or...
The referee blows the whistle.
There you go, Semedo on.
Yeah, substitution for Barcelona. Moments away now. Liverpool yet to make a sub, well, other than the enforced one due to the injury, and it looks like Vidal coming off. I've just seen that Milner chance again. Straight down Ter Stegen's throat, and it is Philippe Coutinho who is sub. Semedo on.
So Semedo goes to right back, Sergio Roberto goes into the midfield, and they look to match him with 4
in the midfield,
and then they go 2 up front with Messi. By the looks of it,
you don't think Coutinho looked best pleased with that sub, Glenn?
No. No player wants to be dragged off today after 60 minutes in a Champions League semi-final.
59 minutes.
Especially against your old club.
Yeah.
Sums his Barcelona career up pretty nicely, though, doesn't it? Just not been quite there when they needed him to. Well, I suppose at the end of last season when they were going invincible, he was pretty much dragging them through a couple of games, but just not quite worked, does it?
He doesn't, nothing consistent over a long period of time.
But did like any of us actually think it? Talented midfield, and Coutinho feels like the type of player who, if he's the star in the team, it works better. You know, where he's like shooting from 30 yards and like has the free reign of the pitch.
Bale was. Bale loved being the star of the team.
As soon as he has to go in there and really be locked into a system, be like, you're 4-3-3, you're working back into this area, you know, you're going to sacrifice your game for Messi in this area. I just don't think that's the sort of area that Coutinho works best in. He wants to be able to roam as a 10 and smack it top corner and shoot when he wants.
And you can't do that.
He needs to have no reins, doesn't he? He needs to be like sort of let loose and let him sort of play the game how he sees it. But like you say, if he's hitting shots from 35 yards and not putting Messi through, Messi's going to be giving him the daggers, isn't he?
Yeah, and Barcelona fans have like booed him at times, haven't they, for doing stuff like that? I mean, when he scored against United, he literally shushed his own fans, didn't he? So probably not a great sign if you're Coutinho or if you're a Barca fan. I don't think he'll be there next season. Like,
will Barca fans be that bothered by that, though?
No.
I mean, you've got Ousmane Dembele.
Where does he go then? Do you think he'll be back to the Premier League? If you think he will leave Barca?
There'll be a lot of Premier League clubs that are very interested in him, that's for sure. Liverpool probably would take him.
He wouldn't be cheap, though, would he?
No, he wouldn't be.
Jesus.
I think they make a loss, though. I don't see them getting 140, 150.
Yeah, I think they overpaid for him in the first place.
I wouldn't be surprised to see PSG going in for him. I think most clubs would take him. Maybe not City, because City have got a pretty jacked roster in terms of like David Silva, Bernardo Silva want to operate in that sort of hole as well, don't they?
United have bigger problems.
If Hazard
transfer ban.
True.
Can't really sign anyone.
Man United.
That one.
No, Man United. I don't think Man United. He's a luxury player, Coutinho, isn't he? United absolutely cannot afford any more luxury players.
Nowhere will go. Wolves.
Wolves.
There you go.
Here's a chance. Semedo's pace down that side.
Semedo just overrun it and it's out for a goal kick.
I don't know. Maybe to PSG. PSG wouldn't be the worst option, would it, for him? Bayern Munich also looking for a bit of wide talent. James Rodriguez might go back from his loan.
Do you see him going to Bayern now? Do you see him going to the Bundesliga?
PSG will end up at. If he's going to leave at all.
They'll pay him like fat wages as well.
Yeah, PSG are absolutely monstrous, and they won't like quibble over €100 million fee, will they? PSG.
No.
Is a chance.
Barcelona are very open in this midfield. Messi on the edge of the box, lots of Liverpool shirts around. What a pass that is!
What is he doing?
Wow.
What is Vidal doing?
When hit it?
I don't know what he's
Messi had so many Liverpool shirts around him, still managed to find that pass to Vidal.
Why didn't he shoot? It's just there, open up.
He's onside, he's definitely onside.
Robertson's playing on.
Open his body up. Open his body up and come
He's done neither. You know, I think the first touch was that bad. He couldn't cross it and he couldn't shoot.
And Lionel Messi, not happy with body language with him there, I suppose, when he's done the hard bit.
That's that about Vidal, isn't it? He's won 8 consecutive league titles in 3 leagues.
3 leagues, yeah.
It's not bad, is it?
Corner for Barcelona, though. Danger not cleared for Liverpool yet. Rakitic with the corner, whipping one in. It's a good corner as well. Ooh.
How's he won that? Who's that? That's ridiculous. Ridiculous.
Will, back to you. Social corner.
Yes, more of a statement from Sabia. He says, Ter Stegen has been the best goalkeeper in the world for 3 years, but just because most people watch the Premier League, they only see De Gea as the number 1. Is that a fair comment, Joe?
Rubbish. Yeah, that's rubbish.
Yeah?
Yeah, I mean, even Rakitic just nicked off. De Gea was 100% the best keeper in the world last year. He was outrageous last year. Like, people always say, oh, you know, it's because you watch the Premier League more and stuff like that. But equally, Ter Stegen is playing in a team that dominate 80% possession, 70% possession, behind players like Gerard Piqué, Samuel Umtiti, Longley. David De Gea is playing in a team that's facing like 20 shots a game. The Chuckle brothers in front. The Chuckle brothers in front of him. Chris Smalling, Phil Jones, not good enough, are they? Eric Bailly all over the place. Marcos Rojo all over the place. Two fullbacks that probably Luke Shaw wasn't good enough last season, has improved this season. Ashley Young hasn't been good enough for a number of years now, and don't dominate the ball. So David De Gea is pretty much dragging his side for the last 2 years to a point of relative success. Ter Stegen this season.
At the same time, a couple of last season, I can't remember if it was last season or 2 seasons ago, Barcelona were conceding and quite a few shots. You know, if you look at the table, they were like 5th or 6th in shots conceded, with a couple of like rogue teams above them. So they were conceding shots. So Ter Stegen was playing fantastically, just not on the same level as De Gea.
There were games where like United. Do you remember when United went away to Arsenal and faced like 38
and we went to Pogba got sent off.
De Gea made like 11 saves.
He did it against Spurs this season as well. Made a unbelievable amount of saves.
No, there's just nothing. Oh wow, what have they done there, Liverpool? There's just nothing you can like. David De Gea last season was like an octopus. He was insane everywhere. So I don't think he has been for the last 2 to 3. He's definitely improved, but this David De Gea, I think last season was one of the all-time great goalkeeping seasons.
Last season was David De Gea's best season by a way.
And in fact, probably one of the greatest seasons of a Premier League keeper ever last season.
I struggle to say.
Do you think that?
I mean, who's
yeah, I mean that's how good he was. Yeah.
Well, I just think back to season Schmeichel had for United. I mean, I agree. I think
Schmeichel was playing behind, you know, like a better seasoned, incredible defenders.
Janssen, Neville.
Midfield that actually had
chance for Liverpool.
Some structure, and David's just not. He's
still not cleared. Ball whipped in. Robertson back stick. Oh, too far.
Let it
dreadful.
Go.
Dreadful delivery by Robertson, isn't it?
It's normally so good from that area. Come on then.
Liverpool on the edge of the box.
This is nice from Liverpool,
isn't it? Good. They're
giving them a lot of time.
Second half,
very good this half.
Foul, dive, have a little dive.
He is looking for it.
Banjo.
Well done.
Out for a throw-in.
Come on then. Come on. Got a chance
66 minutes on the clock. Still 1-0 Barcelona.
I think we're going to see Liverpool.
Do you think we're going to see any changes now, Glenn? We looked at Liverpool's bench. We know that Barcelona have made a change. Do you think we'll see Firmino? Do you think we'll see Shaqiri? Liverpool have got attacking options on the bench.
I don't think it'll be long. But like you just said, they've started so well. It's only a matter of time before they get a goal. It doesn't look like there needs to be too much changing, but maybe set of fresh legs and some new ideas when someone comes on. But yeah, I think give it 5, maybe 10 minutes, and then I think they'll certainly make a change. But right now, you wouldn't.
It's tough to know what Klopp wants at this stage. Semi-final stage, 1-0 down. But it's still only 1-0, plus they've got to go to Anfield. Or does he think we need an away goal here? It's tough to read his mindset.
I think they're going to be wanting that away goal. I think if it stays 1-0, I think it's a negative result. And that
big advantage.
That sounds silly.
Chance for Barca, he's onside here. In the great defending, that is.
Is that Matip?
Yeah, it was.
Fantastic.
Great defending from Matip, that.
Ref, he's come from behind.
I agree with Glenn, though. I think this is... I don't see any way Liverpool keep a clean sheet at Anfield with Lionel Messi in the side.
So if it stays 1-0 for you, Joe, huge advantage for Barcelona.
Not huge, because at Anfield you always get that sense, don't you, that Liverpool could easily score 3 or 4.
Yeah. But Barca would also back themselves to score there as well, wouldn't they?
Yeah, exactly.
Barca back themselves to score any game, don't they?
If this ends 1-0, then Liverpool have to score 3 at Anfield, probably. Because they will get that away goal, and then you obviously have to win the game, don't you? So... yeah, I think Liverpool are extremely disappointed if they don't get an away goal tonight.
There's actually a question on this from Nick Brown. He says, if Liverpool get an away goal, will they be favourites for that game at Anfield? With everything factoring in, I'm talking the crowd, the way they've been playing.
An away goal and the finish is 1-1.
Finishes 1-1.
Yeah, I think, yes, Liverpool. Advantage Liverpool if this ends 1-0.
Massive for them. Be the best. That'd be
If it stays 1-0, where they'll be so sort of down in the dumps thinking they could lose a league on 97 points because of what City are doing, they're going to think the league's over. And then to think they've had a negative result again, it's hard to bring themselves back to that. And if they lose this 1-0, I could see them dropping points in the league.
You can?
Yeah, I could. Yeah. If they lose this 1-0, I could, yeah.
Come on, Liverpool.
Come inside on that right. Oh, he took it off him. He took it off him.
Still not clear, though, Liverpool. In the box, whipped in.
See, this is where I think they need Trent. This is where I would bring Trent on for Joe Gomez. That position there, Trent delivers better balls
in a
than Joe
great ball,
Gomez
Trent, doesn't he? Yeah.
does in there. You've got to go out and get a goal now.
Again, their chance creation from wide has been poor.
Yeah, I just think I would have Trent on for Joe Gomez.
Yeah, another big possibility that we'll see soon. It's got to be soon, you think. Liverpool are going to change it. It's going to be around the 70-minute mark. We're approaching the 70-minute mark. And that was another chance for Liverpool. And we've got another price boost to give you. It is on your screen. There it is. Barcelona to win.
There it is.
And both teams to score. 11-2 it was, Joe. It's now 13-2, Joe Tomlinson. Barcelona to win and both teams to score. Don't forget, you must be 18 plus. Full terms and conditions apply. Right, another little quiz stat while we've got a bit of a break in play there. Not one of Barcelona's top 5 all-time Champions League goal scorers are Spanish. Can you name their top 5 all-time Champions League goal scorers?
The
first one is very easy. It is, of course, Lionel Messi from Argentina, 110 goals. The next highest has 22 goals. That just goes to show how good Lionel Messi is at playing football. Luis Suarez is there. He is 5th joint equal.
So you say overall?
Two players 4th equal, 2 players 4th, yeah.
Thierry?
Yeah.
So Barcelona's top 5 all-time Champions League goal scorers.
Ronaldo?
Number 1 is Lionel Messi. No, Ronaldo's not there.
No.
Thierry's not there. Zlatan's not there.
Patrick Kluivert?
Patrick Kluivert, yes, Will. Once again, brilliant shout. Patrick Kluivert is 4th equal with Luis Suarez, so they're players 4 and 5. Patrick Kluivert, Luis Suarez with 20 goals. There's a player with 21 and a player with 22. Let us know in the comment section who you think they are.
Not Samuel Eto'o, no?
Not Samuel Eto'o.
Romario?
Not
Zlatan?
Romario. Who?
Ibrahimovic?
No, not Zlatan.
Sonny Anderson?
No. So who is Barcelona's 2nd highest Champions League goal scorer and 3rd highest Champions League goal scorer of all time?
Just think of all that Spanish side.
No, I'm guessing.
It's all that Spanish team was just so good, wasn't it?
Kluivert and Suarez, 20. There's one on 21 and one on 22.
While we wait for those final answers, Smithy, I'm reliably informed in my ear that with that little outburst, you did actually used to be some sort of MC as well, Seb tells me.
I have done a bit of... I do like my garage music back in the day.
Go on then, give us a little...
No, I'm definitely not going to give you any MC.
Why not?
We are near Brentford, home of People Just Do Nothing as well, famous garage MC. So is that
do you like People Just Do Nothing?
Yeah. Is that something you partake in?
No, this was years ago. I used to, just...
Did you? Just a bit on the side, yeah? Is there any videos?
I didn't do it professionally.
Is there any videos?
No, there's not, unfortunately.
I'll have a little look now. I'll get back to you, John.
Right, yeah.
Just MC Smithy, I think.
Where was it in Brentford? It wasn't MC Smithy. It was a much better name than that.
No, I didn't actually do it to any sort of level and filmed MCing. I just liked listening to garage music and
just thought in your bedroom.
There is a lot.
Seb told me you played Glastonbury.
There generally isn't videos of me MCing at festivals. It's not that level we're talking about.
I used to do it. I was in a rap group in year 10 called Dress for the Occasion.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Go on then. Bust that line.
I'm doing socials tonight, mate.
You haven't got the 2 players anyway.
Gary Lineker?
Divulge. Not Gary Lineker, no.
Johan Cruyff?
Huh?
Cruyff?
No, not Cruyff. Wow. One of them, I mean, wow. Very recent.
Figo, Ronaldinho?
No.
I'm just reading out everything from the comments. Neymar?
Neymar, of course.
Come on.
21 goals.
Neymar,
the other one, very famous Brazilian footballer. Rivaldo, there it is. Lionel Messi 1, Rivaldo 2, Neymar 3, Kluivert and Suarez. Interestingly, the Luis Enrique has the most Champions League goals for Barca by a Spanish player with 19. But so Rivaldo 2nd with 22, Lionel Messi top with 110. So
not bad, is it?
It's not bad, is it?
Good return from the academy, the prospects.
Yeah,
not bad at all.
How many has Cristiano got now? Yeah,
he's got 15 more.
I think 120, so 125.
126.
How younger is Messi to Ronaldo?
2 years.
2 years, yeah. So I think he'll probably catch him.
Yeah.
But then Cristiano is just a freak in the Champions League.
Yeah, I mean, you could see Cristiano Ronaldo play until he's like 38.
Yeah, but I can see Messi the same.
Yeah, Cristiano's more of a specimen in terms of like physicality and athleticism.
I feel like Messi's got so much match intelligence that he could just I would not be surprised to see a 40-year-old Messi playing as defensive midfielder for Barcelona.
Yeah, I mean, Messi could run 5k in a game and still dominate it.
Yeah.
Whereas Cristiano Ronaldo depends on his physicality and his pace and his strength.
Yeah.
Question in here for you, Glenn, from Jonathan. He said, what was Jose Mourinho like in the dressing room before those big games? So we spoke a little bit about Roy Hodgson earlier.
Surprisingly quite calm.
Yeah.
He would do...
He's in.
Well, Chelsea Barca!
Yeah!
Oh, it's off the bar! And it's in the back of the net!
in
It is
there.
Barcelona 2,
Yes!
Liverpool 0. It is a massive
Well, he has
goal
scored now against
in
them, innit?
this tie.
Now they have to score.
Wow.
They have to
Now he has scored against Liverpool, hasn't he, Swiffy? On his
He
third
has, yeah.
attempt?
Lionel Messi's got a great record against
Get
English
in.
sides, but he's yet to score against Liverpool. That is now... He's ripped that up. He's scored against Liverpool.
Oh, you're right.
And Liverpool have been brilliant this second half, Glenn. Bit against the run of play with that. Looking at the scoreline, so it's
completely.
not been a 2-0 scoreline, this, has it?
No, it looks... If someone just switched the telly on now, you'd think that they've bossed the whole game, but they haven't at all. They've only come out of their half a couple of times in the second half, so Liverpool will be feeling terrible about this, but if they still get that goal, then
Still
I'll still...
alive. We've seen it there.
It's so unlucky.
It's off the crossbar from Suarez. This is the chance in the box. Suarez has a chance 7 yards out, off the crossbar, comes straight back, off Suarez's knee, straight back to Lionel Messi from 2 yards. He is not going to miss from there. It's in the back of the net, it's 2-0.
Does Suarez do it on purpose?
Yeah, I think Glenn's right. They have to go all out now.
So surely now Firmino comes off you, or Shaqiri, or you've got to go all out for it.
You have to score now.
Yeah,
if they don't score now, they're out.
2-0's a nail in the coffin.
Yeah, that's a disaster.
I
think
Because you think Joe's right, you think they'll score at Anfield.
Yeah, and then we've got to get
at
fours.
Anfield, and then you've got to score 4 at Anfield, which isn't beyond the realms of possibility. But if they score a third now, it's tie over.
Barca on the attack again.
Messi
again.
Just needs to
That is Lionel Messi's 25th goal against English teams. He scored 9 against Arsenal. He has scored 6 against Man City, 4 against Man United, 3 against Chelsea, 2 against Tottenham, and the only English team who's yet to score against before tonight, Liverpool. That is his first goal against Liverpool. He is an incredible footballer. 111th goal in 133 UEFA Champions League appearances, currently 16 goals behind all-time record goal scorer Cristiano Ronaldo, who has 126 in 162 games. Right. Absolutely crazy numbers.
Yeah, the momentum.
Liverpool
is
completely.
Glenn, how do you sort of counteract this? It was all Liverpool. Now it's gone down the other end. What do you do?
Well, the thing is, Liverpool will be thinking, we can't play better than this.
Yeah.
They've been playing so good. They've just put their A game to Barca and they're winning 2-0. So it's one of them. They're going to be literally... It's like a boxer landing the best shot on someone and they're just still standing there staring at you.
Like that, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
You must have played in games like this, Glenn. How frustrating is this and how tough is it mentally when, as you said in your own words, they're bringing their A game. Liverpool have been as good as they have been. When you've been in a situation like that and the team you're playing with, you think we're having a fantastic game and you're losing by 2 goals, is it really tough mentally to come back from that?
Yeah, it is, because you're going to be thinking, what else can we do? But they wasn't doing anything wrong, really, in the first place. They just didn't get the breaks or the luck in the area where balls would drop for them and they obviously would get that goal.
Lionel Messi just danced around 2 or 3 players. The footwork from Messi has been absolutely incredible.
Wow, isn't it?
A joke. It's getting laughable now. Good. Just have another replay of this. Lionel Messi.
Liverpool have really turned it on.
5 players around him.
5 players around him, just dances around. This is an earlier.
See, he's alive there. Van Dijk is sleeping alongside him. Like Messi's the only one that anticipates that follow up. Just genius, isn't it?
Unbelievable.
Glenn, before Messi rudely interrupted us, you were telling us about Jose Mourinho, his mentality in the dressing room. Give us a bit of an insight.
Yeah, what was good about him, he knew how to beat a team. But in the dressing room, he'd always be calm because he knew his work was done. But I think where he was good was sometimes against the lesser teams, in the sense that we'd have some meetings sometimes where they can be long and quite boring.
Right.
And he'd literally just shut the laptop and say, don't listen to none of this, you're miles the better team, just go and win the game. And then he'd just tell everyone to leave the meeting. And I know it sometimes seems a bit like people have prepared this meeting, blah, 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 but the confidence it gives the players, because you're thinking, well, yeah, he's right, so just go and do your job. And he used to drop things in like that every now and then to sort of make everyone's confidence go through the roof.
So big on the psychology of football and things like that,
yeah.
So where do you think it went wrong at Man United in that regard?
I think people sort of found him out a little bit, because when he comes in, he comes with the big Mourinho factor, and he shakes a few people up and gets them doing what he wants, and then after a couple of years he falls out with people, and then people start losing their respect for him, and I think he lost too many people at the same time at United.
Do you think the times have changed as well? So, like, he could command more respect back in, like, 2005, 2006, but now you've got players that are more, like, individuals and superstars, like when Pogba comes in. Was that sort of an imbalance in the dressing room that you probably wouldn't have had?
Yeah, well, definitely things change. And like I say, when Mourinho comes to Chelsea, it was... Nobody really knew too much about him. Yeah. So it was all respect, and which rightly so anyway. But then once players that haven't worked with him, they've seen his antics for the last 6-7 years, so they see straight through it. Right. So when he walked into Man United, that would never have had the same effect as when he walked into Chelsea that day. Because, like I say, we was all just... total respect. And
taken a bit back by the first press conference, I'm the special one.
Exactly.
It makes you listen,
we haven't seen any of this before. Do you know what I mean? Whereas everyone at United had seen it for years in the past.
Do you think if he comes back into football, you know, like England have Gareth Southgate now, and he's very much like man manager, like the players love him. Do you think he'd change his approach, or do you think he's still going to be the same old Jose? No,
I think if he wants to get back into football at a top level, then I think he has to change. Yeah. Because, like you just said, times change. What he did that was so great back then clearly didn't work in more recent times. So it's like all of us, even players, you have to change with the times. Yeah. So I think he'll certainly have to become more of a man manager, sort of that sort of line to make it have the same effect again.
So you never saw any of what you saw Jose Mourinho at Man United at Chelsea? It was a very happy dressing room. There was just total respect for him, because there were some big characters in that Chelsea dressing room as well.
Oh yeah, it's full of world-class players. Yeah. But no, you can never keep everybody happy, because whoever's not playing isn't happy. But you've got to keep as many of them happy as you can, which that's your hard job as being a manager, isn't it? You can't just keep the 11 happy, because in the day you need the other guy if he's still got the ump and don't perform and whatever. But yeah, there's massive. I've seen it.
Oh my God! Lionel Messi has just whipped a free kick right into the top bin.
As much of a top binner as you ever.
This is an absolute phenomenal goal.
You've made me jump.
Wow!
Oh my God!
We're just seeing a shot of Jurgen Klopp. Jurgen Klopp is smiling. I think this is one of these issues, Glenn. One of these instances in football when, as an opposition player or manager, you just have to take your hat off and go, "What have I just witnessed? That was pure genius."
Champions League semi-final
reaction. 2-0. I'm guessing it is. I ain't seen it yet.
I mean, I'm giving Glenn a heart attack here.
Tie's over.
It is Barcelona 3, Liverpool 0.
Yeah, so Jurgen was laughing.
And what a goal! Jurgen Klopp just had a smile as if to say, "What can we do about this?" He's about 35 yards out.
Oh! It's gone out.
He has whipped it with his left foot right into the top corner. No keeper in the world is saving that.
I would go as far as saying that from that position, that's a perfect free kick.
Oh my God!
You couldn't draw a better line to the top corner.
Oh, it takes a deflection. Takes a little deflection.
That is Lionel Messi's 600th goal for Barcelona. 600th goal.
It takes a little deflection off of Joe Gomez's shoulder, I think. I don't know whether Alisson's got his wall lined up quite right. But equally, you know...
this guy is
wow.
Little left foot, like, that's the right side, isn't it? You want a right foot curving away from the keeper, let alone curving back in. That's just outrageous.
But I think any right foot, if Messi's there, no right foot is going to go, "Do you know what, I love this, mate."
Also, if he's still outside the...
Chance Liverpool!
Ref! He's come from behind!
Liverpool need a goal. Off the line!
Oh my God!
Liverpool off the line, rebound off the bar. Liverpool need a goal badly. 5 minutes left of this tie. 7 minutes, in fact, left.
That changed the whole complexion of the tie.
different.
Had to score, Glenn, for you there.
Oh my God! Salah.
Of course he has to score.
Salah. Oh, it's all gone. It's been a fantastic cup tie. Both teams have been phenomenal. This scoreline, Liverpool don't deserve this scoreline.
Well, now we know why he don't use his right foot much.
Oh my God! How did Salah not score? Brilliant defending.
Salah off the line.
Oh my God!
He's 6 yards out.
It's off the line originally. Mo Salah is in the 6-yard box on the 6-yard line. Wow. The ball has just been cleared off the line, straight to him, and he's hit it off the post. That is a huge moment in this football match.
That is about as glorious.
It's all right. Origi's on. It's all right.
James Milner of Divock Origi.
Salah has not had a fun time with it in the big crunch games, has he? Pulled off in the Champions League final with a shoulder injury, and then this.
Also, I'm pretty sure against the top 6 in the Premier League, he's got 1 assist. That's it.
He's got a bad record against the top 6, yeah.
Well, he got that banger against Chelsea.
Did score a
1 goal, 1 assist.
Great goal against Chelsea, and he has scored a lot of goals in the Premier League this season as well.
If they ship a 4th, then it.
I feel sick. Feel bad for him.
Absolutely buzzing over it. Absolutely delighted.
I mean, I love that. If you're Liverpool, you're crushed.
Looks like they're getting pumped, which, of course, technically they are. Yeah. But I mean, in the actual game, the run of play, they haven't.
It does, I think we're all in agreement. The scoreline does not reflect the game, does it?
No, what do you do this here if you're Liverpool, though? Because they came out in the second half and they dominated. You know, they did all they could, and then now somehow they've conceded 2 more goals.
You'd be so disappointed, wouldn't you? Yeah. Just didn't take the chances either. They've had some massive chances. That James Milner penalty spot, the Sadio Mane first half, like they're such huge chances. You just
That Sadio Mane one, the Salah one, Liverpool had big chances, and we've got another price boost that we can give you. This is an incredible match of football. I wouldn't rule out another goal the way this is going. Lionel Messi, of course, has scored 2. Suarez has scored 1. To score a hat-trick, he only needs 1 more to score a hat-trick. It was 8-1. It is now 10-1 for Lionel Messi to complete his hat-trick. Go to Sky Bet for all the latest odds. All odds are live and subject to change. You must be 18 plus. Full terms and conditions apply. But 8-1, now 10-1.
This is
we are witnessing genius
classic
tonight.
Barcelona now, though. This is where you'll see proper Barca game management. Players going down injured, throw-ins all the time. Everybody will be getting booked for time wasting. Ernesto Valverde about his touchline. This is going to be classic Barcelona.
Lionel Messi's 8th free kick that he scored this season. That was his 12th goal in this season's Champions League alone. We're looking at Jurgen Klopp, Glenn. It's just, he's doing that with his arm as if to say, what can I do?
What else can he do? Yeah.
I think he's annoyed at the 4th official there.
Yeah.
What was the... was it a foul for the free kick? I didn't see that.
Yeah. Fabinho just didn't...
They're on the attack again. Barca on the attack again here.
Barca, he just body checked him. Yeah. It's definitely a foul. But either way, that is just outrageous.
Barca Ajax final then?
Oh, do you know what? That's a glorious final, though, isn't it?
Total football.
The Frankie de Jong derby.
The Johan Cruyff derby, mate, in Madrid.
Well, also, they've got that affiliation now. So they're going to lie down.
There's 1 goal in it. Do not rule Spurs out yet, Will.
Never, mate. You know
We've seen stranger things happen this season.
Series 3 coming soon as well. Fantastic.
There we go.
Look at that as well, mate. That's so... You'd be gutted. More attempts at the Nou Camp than Barcelona.
Yeah. Possession was tight as well. Last minutes of possession, it was 52-48, which again against Barca.
Playing in these games, and like we said, Liverpool have played really well, and the scoreline probably doesn't reflect it. How do you, mentality-wise, are you thinking about it during the game, or are you just getting on with it?
Yeah, no, you certainly think about it.
Is it?
No, you certainly, you definitely think about it, but you just have to be honest with yourself, and if you are playing that well, then you have to just keep trying to do it, because if they do get a goal, it's highly unlikely they'll go through, but
there's a chance.
It's a massive goal. Yeah. It's a massive goal.
Yeah,
so they've got to keep trying to do the right things, but it's not easy, because obviously, like you just mentioned, the Barca are going to do everything to break this game up now.
Yeah, players.
As soon as the goal went in, Glenn, you said Liverpool just have to score now. For any chance, they've got to score now, haven't they?
They need to score. If they don't score, they're out.
They don't score, they're out for you completely, yeah. They have to score. 3 minutes left, plus injury time.
It's hard to see. Watching this game and for it to be 3-0 is mad.
Yeah. So Liverpool have not deserved it.
If you did have the result at the top, what would you say the score would have been if you watched the game?
Yeah, you would have said
it would
be favourites. Yeah,
you'd say
it's a 1-goal game at most.
Yeah, at most.
And you think this? You said the psychological effect this can have on the league. I mean, Liverpool potentially semi-final of a Champions League against Barcelona. They can potentially get 97 points and not win the league either. I mean, this is going to be
absolutely amazing. Yeah.
They got knocked out of this, which is looking likely now, and they don't win the Premier League.
Yeah, well, like I just mentioned, when it was 1-0, if they get a negative result, I think it will carry over into the league, because psychologically, they're just going to be thinking, what else can we do?
Yeah.
And even in the league, realistically, they're probably thinking they're fighting a losing battle anyway. So,
and
I don't know, I just think it could be too much.
Newcastle on the weekend, again, having played at the Nou Camp as well, and all the travel, it's not an easy game, that.
No, it's not. And Rafa's not going to want them to do him any favours either. So, yeah, it's going to be a tough game, and this is going to take some getting over because they have played well and they've conceded 3.
And even past that Newcastle game, that game against Wolves in the last day of the season, it's a really tricky game.
Yeah.
Just to get points from in general, but never mind to get points in the last day of the season to potentially win the league.
Yeah.
Those 3 for City, like beating United, then beating Spurs, then going away at Burnley, that's like...
Yeah.
Get the engraver out.
Certainly had the harder fixtures, but I think the fact they came through Man United and Tottenham and Burnley, it's completely flipped it.
We sat here after the Chelsea game and we looked at it, and it was like Liverpool had Cardiff, Huddersfield, and then we said with City, and a lot of us said Liverpool. But
I said exactly the same.
Yeah.
So before those 2 games, you would have picked Liverpool's fixtures all day long, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
And then once City got through those, you just jumped ship and everyone preferred City's fixtures.
But you usually see it in a title race, teams drop, which is the form guide for those 2. Particularly when you bear in mind the 4 teams below them who keep losing. No one wants 4th, it seems. But the top 2 are just, the form has been incredible.
It's a shame one of them.
He's had a Stegen. Oh my lord!
That wasn't even going in.
5 minutes added on. Sadio Mane with a chance in the box. Not given it as a corner for Liverpool. Vidal again, another rash challenge.
This is the second Barcelona top I've seen ripped.
Unbelievable, by the way.
The ref is looking at something here. Mane and Vidal, there's a bit of a...
Seconds, like...
Bit of the coming together. Sadio Mane's not happy with this.
That's a great tackle.
Vidal tapped him on the head and he
It's a great tackle, that.
That's such a great challenge.
Mane's put his face in Vidal's face. Mane's put his hand
So it's a great challenge from Vidal on Mane. Vidal has just pulled Sadio Mane's hair, and Sadio Mane has given him I wouldn't say a slap, he's just sort of brushed him, hasn't he? But neither happy with each other.
There's nothing.
Vidal is marking Mane for this corner.
Like I know Liverpool have been pretty good, but Vidal, for all of us saying like not sure why he's in the team, has just been chaos.
Defensively,
corner for Liverpool. They need a goal badly. It's gone long, and it is straight into the arms of Ter Stegen. Wow, the break is on. It is 3-on-1, and it is with Lionel Messi 3-on-1 to make it 4-0 in injury time. Suarez.
Well played, Robbo.
Why did he not shoot?
Robbo's done extremely well there.
That was a simple roll from the keeper, and then it's 3v1.
They gutted there because they were just about to bring Ousmane Dembele on. They didn't bring him on from that corner. He could have absolutely roasted up the other end of the field. Look. Oh dear, that really would have killed the tie.
Yeah.
Surprised Messi didn't shoot.
I think it's dead in the water anyway.
For Messi, it actually wasn't a good pass.
No, it wasn't, was it?
No.
So it's all been Lionel Messi today. 14 years to the very day that Lionel Messi scored his first ever Barcelona goal. That was against Albacete on May the 1st, 2005. On the same day, 14 years later, he scores his 599th and 600th goals for the club. Wow.
Great start, that.
14 years to the day.
Can you see that pronunciation again?
It's fantastic.
Spanish.
Bilingual.
Albacete.
Nailed it.
It's the C, isn't it? Murcia. It's not Murcia, it's Murcia.
Correct.
You got tonsillitis?
Substitution, Will. I missed that. Who's coming on?
I missed it as well, because your pronunciation, everyone's gone. Where's the sub?
Luis Suarez is coming off for Ousmane Dembele. I mean, the options that Barcelona have. Wow, absolutely incredible.
He's come on as well, I think.
Double substitution.
Yeah, it's just to kill the game.
Yeah.
Liverpool fans, get
a minute and a half taken off the clock on this substitution.
Yeah. Get your comments in the comment section. Let's go very quickly to some of them, Will. The Liverpool fans must be devastated. What more can they do?
I mean, the doomsday sayers are coming out now. Will this derail Liverpool's season, Joe Tomlinson?
I don't think it's going to derail it. It's going to derail this tie. I still think they'll take 6 points from their last 2 Premier League games, but this is just such a sucker blow because they've actually not played that badly, have they? And you'd be gutted if you're a Liverpool fan watching this at home.
I think they've played pretty well.
Yeah, I think
at the new camp.
They probably couldn't have played that much better without Bobby Firmino available.
I think the only way they could have been better is more clinical with their chances.
Yeah, and also Virgil van Dijk's just decided he's not going to track anyone.
Yeah, I mean, he's been a bit flat-footed for 2 of the goals.
Yeah.
We've got to talk about Barca as well, because the levels that Barcelona are playing at, particularly when you said about where they were against United, perhaps not their best performance, but they have been phenomenal today.
Yeah, the beauty for Barcelona is as well, you know, they've won... He's in.
He's going to get that as well.
You know, they've already won the league.
Yeah.
So they play the B team at the weekend.
Yeah.
Give this whole unit a rest. Next week they can roll in probably fresh to Anfield. Messi won't play.
Yeah, it's a valid point.
Whereas Liverpool have got to go, away to Newcastle. They're going to have a battling.
Yeah, they've got 3 cup finals.
Play, don't they?
Yeah, or probably at least 2. Yeah, like you can guarantee Sadio Mane and Mohamed Salah play in that game.
Yeah.
At least Virgil van Dijk plays. It's probably 8 of this 11 play on Saturday against Newcastle, and it's going to be a dogfight away at Newcastle. Whereas Barcelona are going to rest everybody. That's outrageous.
They're in again. 4th minute of injury time, last minute.
Go on, Usman. Do a madness. Do a madness. Do a madness.
Surely give it back.
Rubbish.
Surely you pass it back to Lionel Messi there.
Oh dear. Either way, it's just not.
It's a huge game for Liverpool. They can't rest anyone.
They can't rest everyone as well. Because the league's done.
That's why I think this is just going to send them over the edge.
Do you?
Yeah, I don't. I think Newcastle will get a point or something.
I think
this is going to take so much getting over.
Yeah. Energy sap.
Yeah.
So for you, City, strong favourites now.
Bigger than earlier they were today. Yeah.
I think Liverpool will take a maximum of 4 points from the last 2 games.
See, I think they might both take 6. And
I said that this earlier. I'm just saying this is such a heartbreaking defeat.
Yeah.
That they might be feeling sorry for themselves, and it's going to be hard to pick themselves up after this, knowing that they're basically out of the Champions League, and then knowing that they can win the last 2 games and still not win the league. I think it's just too much.
I think the worrying thing for the other semi-final, is that Barcelona haven't been fantastic. They haven't played that well in terms of the levels they can hit, but they still won 3-0.
Yeah, we have approached. We've played all the 5 minutes of the alluded time
to score.
Get the keeper.
Massive chance.
Huge chance. Jurgen Klopp is ushering them forward. This in Liverpool. Surely the whistle is going to go after this corner. Everyone is up. Virgil van Dijk's up. Liverpool badly need a goal.
No, if he does this short, I'm walking off.
Do not go short.
Surely they're not going short.
Jordan Henderson.
It's gone long, whips it in.
Good ball.
Ref at the back post there.
And Barcelona on the counter-attack.
6 minutes, ref! Come on!
3 versus 2.
They're in bad areas here. Messi at the back post. Messi.
Oh, wow.
Jesus Christ.
Oh,
What has he done there?
Oh my God! Why didn't he take a touch?
I don't know. So huge chance, Barcelona. There is the full-time whistle. That was a big chance for Barcelona to make it 4-0.
At 4-0, it is completely gone.
Yeah, I mean, it's gone already.
But the ref looked like he was going to blow the whistle.
It was weird, yeah, and then he played on, didn't he?
Oh, it's 3-1. Go on, then have a go.
The whistle wasn't blown there, but the whistle is blown now. That is the full-time. It is Barcelona 3, Liverpool 0. Liverpool fans will be absolutely devastated with that result. Not what they deserved at all. They haven't got an away goal. Barca have got 3 home goals to take to Anfield. As Joe quite rightly says, they've already won the league. Liverpool have a must-win game to keep their title race alive, which is out of their hands, of course, because Man City have a point ahead of them, better off in the league. It's been a devastating day for Liverpool Football Club, Joe.
Yes, mate, they're going to have to get a bit of spirit of Istanbul and go back at Anfield, aren't they? 3-0 down first leg. That was a massive miss by Ousmane Dembele. That completely kills the task. But it's just so energy-sapping for Liverpool. They know they've got to put out the same 11 on the weekend. They've got a really, really tough game away at Newcastle, who have a brilliant home record so far at the back end of this season, at least under Rafa Benitez, who's going to make it incredibly difficult to break down. Barca are going to be able to rest everyone. Oh, it's a sucker punch.
Yeah.
The third goal in particular, the free kick, is an absolute sucker punch. At 2-0, you think maybe a bit of hope.
Yeah.
At 3-0, one away goal means you have to score 4 at Anfield. No, you have to score 5 at Anfield. So, I think that's probably tie and season over.
It's going to take a monumental effort. Yeah, worth pointing out, Man City have got Leicester as well, another tough game for them. So the title race is still well and truly alive. But what a devastating night for Liverpool. 3-0 against Barca. I don't think any of us saw that. We can have a look now at the fixtures. Graphics boys are back, Joe. This is information now. They
started working enough. They had to kick off.
Champions League, these were the scores. The first tie still very much alive. Only 1 goal in it. Tottenham 0, Ajax 1. Spurs travel to Johan Cruyff Arena on Wednesday, May the 8th. Big game. Only 1 goal in that one. The other tie, although Liverpool will have home advantage, of course, but they've got a 3-goal deficit to turn around. That is Liverpool against Barca at Anfield. Second leg, Tuesday, May the 7th. And we'll be back for the Football Social for that one to watch Liverpool against Barcelona. That is a huge game for Liverpool. We could witness one of the greatest games in Champions League history if Liverpool can pull something out of the bag, but it's going to take something huge, Will. Let's go back to you for some social questions.
Imagine the content if that comes off.
Imagine the views, mate. Forget the content.
Imagine the concurrence.
Let's believe it might happen. What are people saying? Well,
question from Spaghetti Slayer, fantastic name, says, with this result, do Liverpool discard the Champions League and go all out in the Prem? I don't write them, I just read them.
I mean, you can't discard a semi-final second leg in any way.
No. I think they're going to play full strength in every game they've got left now. They have to. I mean, the advantage they've got is they have got a bit of strength and depth. We were talking about Spurs' issue last night with injuries, their strength and depth, that they don't have options off the bench. Liverpool do have quite a bit of strength and depth in that team. They're going to have to play a full-strength team. They're going to have to play players that even Firmino's going to have to play now Saturday, whether he's fully fit or not. They're going to have to go to
Liverpool just have now 3 cup finals.
Yeah,
it's similar to that.
In terms of getting to the end of the season.
Yeah, but it's 3 cup finals as well, where you can't rest any players and they all come 3 days apart.
Yeah.
It's like physically impossible to put out that 11 3 times in the next 10 days. You cannot put that 11 out because you will get battered by Barcelona if you're all tired.
And they could even now win their last 3 games and still go out of the Champions League and lose the league.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? They could beat Barcelona 2-0.
Oh, glorious.
They win Barcelona home 2-0, they're out. They could win both Premier League games and City win both of them, and they lose.
Just on that question, I throw a little spanner in the works. What happened if Leicester get a result on Monday? Does that change anything going into that second leg?
Doesn't change anything going into the second leg because they've still got to put out a full strength.
Because they've still got to beat Newcastle.
And again, I still think that game against Wolves is where they'll trip up.
Yeah.
On the last day of the season.
Leicester's a tough game for Man City. Leicester that's the lowest point of possession that Arsenal have ever had, I think, in Premier League history. Leicester had, I think, over 10.
City are much better.
I don't think Leicester is an easy game for Man City. I think Man City will win, but Leicester recently on form, that's going to be a 1-goal innings.
Like outside of the Andros Townsend freak strike earlier in the season, City have looked pretty much like untouchable at home, haven't they? Like I haven't seen a team go there and even challenge them, like pressurise them really outside of that Palace where Andros Townsend scored from about 100 yards on a volley and he went top.
Unbelievable goal that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I think they'll comfortably beat Leicester. This is just such an awful result for Liverpool. It's so good.
He says smiling every time he mentions it.
Glenn, come to you as well. Obviously, we've talked a lot about Jurgen Klopp's tactics. Would you have liked to see? I know Trent didn't start, but we were talking about the delivery bring. Should he have been brought on a bit earlier? Should he have started?
Yeah, I personally would have started with him. Tactically, I would have said to him, play with the handbrake on a little bit, but I would have liked to have seen him out there for the set pieces and for that attacking threat. Because we see a few times there when they did get up deep in the final third on the right-hand side where the delivery weren't nowhere near to the level. Of course, it's easy to say that now, but that's why I think maybe in the background there's been a knock or something that we don't know about.
If there hasn't been a knock, and that is a selection, if you're Trent Alexander-Arnold, how are you feeling now? The season that he's having, he's in the PFA Team of the Year, you know, a position that you know very well as well. Yeah. He cannot be happy that he's not played this football match.
No, you'll be absolutely fuming because for a kid like that to be in a game at this level, obviously he probably wouldn't have slept well last night for excitement, you know. So, and if he wasn't. What is he, 19, I think? Maybe 18,
19 years old, yeah.
If he wasn't 19, he would have probably been knocking on the manager's door yesterday. Because you wouldn't accept that lightly, not for a decision like that.
And as a 19-year-old, you think it just can't be done?
No, you just think, I've just got to be nice and whatever and accept the decision. But if he was like an established 24-year-old player in the form he's in, getting the accolades he's getting, you'd be kicking the door down.
Kicking the door down. Well, let's have some more social questions.
Lots of feedback coming in. Kashaga says, no comeback, stop hyping your stupid English teams. Zero Fox says, best defender in the world, just got taken to school by the GOAT. And one final comment says, most overrated, lucky Barcelona team in 20 years. 3-0 is a joke result.
Salty Liverpool.
So, I mean, that's just the difference.
Do you know, but this is like, they are like the luckiest team. They're on course to win a treble.
Yeah. We have to talk about how good Barcelona were as well. I mean,
they're 3 games away from winning a treble.
Yeah.
They also weren't lucky. They finished their chances incredibly well. Liverpool were more unlucky, if anything, in that they couldn't finish theirs. But I think saying Barcelona are lucky is a discredit to how good that team actually is.
No club that wins a treble is lucky. Ever. It's never happened that a lucky club's won a treble.
What about if it's a Community Shield, FA Cup, League Cup?
It's not a treble, mate.
Fair.
It's not a treble.
Just trying to throw a little spanner in.
We've got, Liverpool didn't take their chances. We do have to give Barcelona lots of credit. The third goal, keeper's made a couple of good saves as well. But it's very easy to say that Liverpool were unlucky, and they were unlucky, but they should have taken their chances. And Barcelona were fantastic. I mean, they're one of the best teams in the world right now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, well, exactly. If you want to get through these games and beat the best teams, you got to accept you're not going to get handfuls of first-class chances. You've got to take the chances that do come your way. And off the top of my head, I think Milner's one was a great chance.
Yeah. Salah's one's like have to score.
Sadio Mane's ball over the top, left foot, puts it over the bar first.
Yeah, that one, exactly. So they could easily have
three away goals.
Exactly,
Yeah.
You just
can't miss them.
I mean, like Barcelona's first goal, great ball, great run. Second goal, great anticipation from Messi, and third goal's just world class.
And they did have a chance, a big chance to get forward as well.
Missed it. Take your touch.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
I don't know if the guy to his right put him off.
Who, Piqué?
Because he's too close to it.
Piqué did bomb it up.
Yeah.
Loves the playing like a second striker.
Like I say, he could have just stopped that, put his studs on it, and then put it anywhere he wanted.
Yeah.
But
and for those saying Liverpool are out, there's no chance. Just worth pointing out. Trying to give a slimmer of hope.
Has anyone ever gone through?
Trying to give a slimmer of hope to Liverpool fans. In last season's Champions League quarter-final, Barcelona had a 3-goal advantage over Roma with a 4-1 first leg home win, only to lose the second leg 3-0 in Italy. And they were eliminated on away goals.
But the difference was
the goal.
The away goal. Yeah. They had the away goal.
So that's trying to give a bit of hope.
Let's get the views.
I think Barca will score.
Yeah.
You got to think Barca are going to score.
Yeah.
Liverpool ain't going to get 5.
And that's from an ex-Liverpool player saying that. So I mean, if you're saying
I want
no hope,
I want them to, but
it's going to be.
Let's be realistic.
Yeah.
You see Barca scoring, and then Liverpool
5-1 at Anfield.
Yeah, exactly.
No chance.
Smithy, I'll back you up because football social fans, I think they'll do it.
You think they'll do it?
Yeah.
OK, that is all we've got time for. Thanks very much for everyone who joined the stream. On that note, Will, we will be back next week for the second leg, which could be one of the greatest turnarounds in Champions League history, we're saying. Or it might not be. Big thanks to Glenn, to Joe, to Will and to Pete. We will see you next week. Goodbye.
Oh!
Chance for... Goal! 1-0 Barcelona.
Get
25
in there.
Big chance for Liverpool. Sadio Mane. The half. Goal kick. Barcelona.
Oh, why did he backheel at Hendo?
Mo Salah, chance is not gone. Mo Salah with a shot. And he's tipped round.
Yes!
And it's in the back of the net.
Get in there.
Barcelona.
Yes.
Liverpool nil. It is a massive goal.
Oh my God!
Lionel Messi has just whipped a free kick right into the top bin.
As much.
We'll need a goal. Oh, the line!